Hello, everybody. I was gonna do a shtick where I was pretending to be on the phone, like, "Okay, mom," but I was like, "What am I, a fucking hack?" Anyway, hello. Second live stream today. Two live streams in a row, right? Today's just I'm just feeling it today, guys. Today's just like a toy addict day. Now we got Johnny Nostalgia out of the way. We can have fun. Okay, let's face it, that guy's kind of a buzzkill. But let's move into. Let's. I'm joking. You know what? He's gonna be in this chat. Like he pretends that he gets the joke, and then he hits me up later on text. He's like, "Dude, what the fuck?" So let's go through the chat because we got some special guests. Okay, I don't do this often. I don't. You guys know. You guys have the receipts of how often I do this. There's a few companies that I don't know. I will say this. First of all, hello, chat. Okay, I'm all over the place. Okay, I'm on crack. I'm on cocaine. Okay, please don't call the police. But as you guys know, I'm like a lover of like independent toy companies. Okay, I feel like there's always room for like the big IP stuff. There's always going to be room. Okay, it's always going to be there. But there's something that satisfies me, and not just because now I'm on the other side of it. It's always been this way. If you have watched the channel, about like people that just kind of like let's make something new, okay? And so in the spirit of that, I did want to spotlight these gentlemen, okay? Let's just go through the chat real quick though. Let's just say hello to some people, okay? Hello, Jerry. Hello, and just go through here. So we got Comics 1017. Friday night is my drinking night, but I hope things go well on everyone. You know what? Friday night is my drinking night too. Okay. So you might see some stuff. You might see something you don't want to see. Okay. No dick pics or anything like that, but anything can happen. All right. Let's keep on going. Literally Action Figures is here. My buddy, the Toy Box of Doom. We got Thanos Copter. Hello again, my friends. Some people are holdover from my 5:30 in the morning showing. Okay. So I appreciate you coming back. Let's get this Hatter bump. These guys don't need the Hatter bump. Funny enough, I need them to bump me. All right. I think they got their shit locked down. But you know what? If I can give them just a little bit of a bump, just a nudge, just kind of like the basketball is just kind of on the fucking rim, and I just go beep, then I'll be happy because I want to support these fellas. Oreo Fox, hello. Robo Geek, Howdy Hatter, hello. Derek Chandler, what is Derek Chandler doing on the other side of things? Derek Chandler, he's like my guy. He's one of my guys on the inside. I got a few insiders, okay, and they put stuff in my ears, and Derek is one of them. But howdy, my friend. Hello, Eric, right here. Jason, what's up, tribe? We got we got quite a good showing for Friday night. Lee Howell, Bushman, good morning, everyone. Loving that chameleon. We're going to talk about that sexy chameleon, okay? Maybe, guys, help me. Spiro's not here yet, but maybe, I don't know, if you put in the chat to get me like a freebie, don't make it overt, but maybe just kind of like suggest it kind of thing, you know what I mean? By the way, they can hear me. Ramen Toys is here. Ramen Toys Ace is the place right here. Robo Geek and so much more. Natural Nate Marvel with the What's Up Hatter. Hello, my friend, okay? I'm going to stop talking because I want to talk to these guys, all right? This was the whole point. Let's talk to some people. You guys have heard me talk, okay? But you haven't heard, well, you may have heard these guys talk, but let's get in. I want to do like a drum beat. Animal Warriors of the Kingdom. I feel like that's a tribal thing. I think that's got to be like a boom, boom, boom. You know, like in Temple of Doom, I have the dun, 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 dun. Like, I want one of those. I don't have the sound effects. So just imagine it in your head. First guy I want to bring out is let's do this in alphabetical order. Brick Something, hello, my friend. How are you?
Hey, oh my God, I forgot. I am Brick Something, so that's a B. So that goes first. Hey, so here I was trying to beat the drums here for you, man.
You're beating the drums. I appreciate. Keep beating the drums because we got a last guest right here. I think Brick, should we call this the brainchild? Should we call this if there is a brainchild, if there is a
mad scientist? That's what we're using.
Mad scientist. I almost look at it like, you know how like in the courtroom they have that chart of the mafia, and like they got that one guy on top that's like the big kahuna.
Yeah,
I think that's what this guy is. So we're gonna bring him in, Mr. Jason with Spero. I'm gonna say with Spero because that's what he said. I was from Spero, but
it's Friday. We made it. We made it.
You made it to Friday, and guess what? You have a hot campaign. that's going on
we
right now.
do.
How fortuitous that you are here.
Ooh.
Oh man, it's our pleasure. Thanks for having us
Counting
on.
the days. Counting the days.
Yes.
So,
We're ready
guys,
for that crazy 48-hour skyrocket.
AKA the Hatter bump. Yeah, we need that Hatter
Hatter
bump,
bump.
despite what you say.
so let's speak of that. Let's share. Let's share what we have. I don't know, Brick, if you are, can you be the Spock to my Kirk right now and just show? I want everybody to see what's going on with the Kickstarter, where we're at, and how many days we got left.
All right.
Do you have control?
Yeah, but do you have a captain's call? Picard said engage. What's yours?
Oh, do I have a captain's call? What's you know what, Jason? What's like a good Spero-esque kind of like thing to keep on model? You know, I don't want to go into space. You know, this is to be like a tribal thing. You know,
come on.
There you go.
All right, here we go then.
Let's see it. Let's see the
make it
beautiful
happen.
Kickstarter.
This
Look
is
at that.
this
All
is a screenshot of it. I took it a little bit ago, so I hope that's current. It's been doing a little bit of this lately, so yeah, I think that's where we're at. I think that's where we're at.
Okay.
That's current.
Now, you guys are killing it regardless. Okay. You know, I know some people sometimes go, "Hey, stop saying killing it." But if I ever meant killing it, this is a killing it fucking moment. SPERO Toys, with the Animal Warriors of the Kingdom, I think is you know, not to like, let's get into like ball washing here, but like very, very successful for a, let's face it, like an independent property that's not based on like, I don't think it's based on a giant IP. Like, can you guys?
Not yet.
Not yet. Well, I mean, you guys are at this point. Can you guys give me like, I don't know. So Jason, maybe this is a better question for you. For people that don't know, do you have like a sum up, or do you have like, you know, an introduction into? I know I had to do a few of these for a certain other figure, but you know, I want to kind of reacclimate people that, you know, they might be here and they might go, "Hey, Hatter knows Ninja Turtles. What's this Animal Warriors of the Kingdom?" What? How would you say? How would you, you know, not to put you on the spot, but how would you encompass this?
Yeah, I'd say Animal Warriors of the Kingdom is a relatively new IP. It takes place on a planet, and the inhabitants are essentially like chimera humanoid animal characters. The action figures are just jam-packed with all kind of articulation, great accessories. There's a bunch of mix and match potential. Our weapons go great with all kind of different lines. You know, sword and sorcery type stuff. I do hear that a lot of people think it's all sword and sorcery, but whenever they read the first issue, they realize that it's more of a sci-fi adventure.
Yeah, yeah.
And I will say it is the classic hero's tale with, or our version of the hero's tale with Pale being the main protagonist. And you can see Kah Lee is the main villain up there, kind of ominously looking down on our heroes. But yeah, I mean, so that's Pale right there that you can see with the mohawk. And he essentially, in the first story arc, he's going to basically be going and creating a team in order to kind of take down Kah Lee, who's a tyrannical ruler. So there's all kind of great animal houses. And basically in each issue of the comic book for the first story arc, he goes to different great animal houses and recruits a special warrior from each of their house. And, you know, they each got like special abilities, and not necessarily like superpowers, but they're like really skilled in different ways. And yeah, we're super excited about it. This is our second series for this line. And yeah, that's my thing that I said.
That's a good thing that you just said. The comic art is great.
Yeah, so our comic artist is Utoma. He's fantastic. He's in Indonesia. We would love to kidnap him and bring him over to America. I think we'll probably have him at WonderCon next year. So we're looking forward to that.
Yes.
Yeah. So this is a little bit more like kind of showing that there's not just sword and sorcery. This is, you know, this character is obviously like just teched out to the gills. So yeah.
This character is the Void.
This is the Void. So it's
I know my fucking Spero, guys.
See, we read the books.
I'm just trying to show people in the chat, sometimes people in the chat are like, is Hatter phoning it in?
Right.
No, he's not.
Nah.
Continue.
See?
Sorry, Jason.
No, you're good, dude. So, yeah, this figure's the void, or the call of the void. I don't know if anyone's familiar with that, but whenever you're like on a tall building and you kind of look down and you kind of get that urge to jump, that's the call of the void. But we just shortened it to the void for short. He's basically just like a mindless killing machine at first. So like whenever we see him introduced, he's really not much more than like a Terminator type killing machine. And then he will slowly evolve as the series progresses. What's up, Toy Stalker? How's it going, dude?
Toy Stalker here. I will say many a SPERO toy I have purchased from.
I love it. I love it. I heard a rumor that they're gonna be back in this Kickstarter, so that's exciting.
I sometimes rumors happen. And just also I have 2 pails, guys. I don't know if you know this.
Oh, nice.
I have one that I open, and then I have this pail right here. And I do have to say, for people, because people like to connect this to like other IPs. I think right now you guys are doing like the best kind of like, I will say anthropomorphic but posable, animals out there. I can't think of like a better one. And I don't want. I feel
like it parallels with Masterverse. That's what I feel like. I feel like it pairs really well with Masterverse. I personally mix and match them with Masterverse, Mythic Legions, stuff like that.
Yeah, but these definitely move.
I have a Monkeyan that's hanging out.
Oh,
with
cool!
A bunch of like simian guys, and it's. I think people are like, hey, like, did Monkeyan get injured? How come he can't pose like the other guys? And I go, no, he's just, he's just a little bit of an older guy.
Different set of articulation and stuff.
Yes.
Don't get me wrong. I love those Thundercat classics. I was so excited whenever they finally did Monkeyan. I was bummed out. Like
dope.
What's that?
No, the Monkeyan is dope.
Yeah, I don't have many complaints. I do. My Vulture Man just will not stand, but it's those little feet. I think they should have like splayed out the toes a little bit more, but they're trying to stay true to that the character art. So it's got its set of challenges.
I'm looking at my Vulture Man right now. Vulture Man's doing like the Michael Jackson lean onto.
Yeah, I just left him down. He died in my Toyverse. He's just dead.
Yeah, he's just resting. He's resting comfortably. I'm looking at it right now on my slide. My slide is right in the front, and Vulture Man is just kind of like, laying on him. I want to spotlight this from Mr. Speaking Moistly. I like that name, Speaking Moistly. No Sleep Till Mamba.
Yes.
And then he threw another one in here. No Sleep Till Mamba. I hope that wasn't a mistake. I think he just really wants Mamba to
Thank you.
go through here. So let's we got Mythic Dolphin here. Matt Hatter reviews brick something. My audio with AWOK Kickstarter screenshots. Anyone have an iPhone, the AWOK team? I can share it with. Mythic Dolphin, great supporter, by the way, of indie toys.
Yes, thank you so much.
Yes. I don't know, guys, if you can facilitate that, but I'm sure she'd appreciate it.
I know someone who might be able to.
Oh, there you go.
Wait, there he goes. But he just there he is.
Hey, look at Adam. What's up, dude?
What's going on, everybody? I just got home from work. I'm trying to update the Kickstarter while I'm jumping on the video here.
Oh boy.
What's going on, man?
Man, we're down to the last few days, huh? This is it's gonna be a fun finish.
Hives and all sorts of stuff.
That last day is so exciting.
Yeah, you guys. I want to say, I said this to you backstage, Jason, and I just want to say it. So for anybody that doesn't know, Kickstarter will kick you in the teeth. I mean, there's a reason why there's the word kick in there.
Right.
And I'm just going from personal experience, and then I want to throw it to you guys and see, because you guys have done this before, and there are not only fans in this chat, but there are people that might want to genuinely know, how does something go from like conception to this? Okay. Because we're all fans. We're all fans of thank you for the flipboard, killed it. We're all fans of stuff, but there are people that are creatives here, and there are people that might just be interested in this process. This one, I will say my experience was fun, and we tried to keep it fun, but it was fucking stressful.
It's very it's stressful but fun. It's equal parts stressful and fun and exciting. And Adam and Brick know I have like little artist temper tantrums because I'm an artist, so I'm very emotional, and it's like, oh my god, you know. But the thing I will say is we've done several of them, so we kind of know what to expect. It is very much a marathon, you know. Like a lot of people I think kind of balk whenever like they'll private message me wanting to set up a Kickstarter, and I'm like, give yourself 6 months to set it up, and they're like, well, I don't want to do that. And it's like, you know, we gave ourselves like 4 months to do this, to set this up, and I felt like it, you know, we're pulling it off, but I would have liked the 2-month buffer just to like, you know, make sure that stuff like updates were in the can, and you know, there's like these little bitty odds and ends that you always miss until it's live. But I mean, for the most part, it's been a really well-oiled machine. Adam and Brick have just kicked ass throughout the whole campaign. And we've had so much fun being on all these podcasts and really like raising awareness about the brand. You know, I like to think of the AWOK sandbox very similar to Masters, where like you're like, oh, you like sci-fi? Cool. Oh, you like sword and sorcery? Cool. You know, it's like it's just kind of fun to mix all that stuff together and, you know, really allow people. It always strikes me like how certain people need that permission to like be themselves and have fun and kind of nerd out, or, you know, whatever it is that you're like into. And it's one of those things that's like so cool where we're at conventions where like you can see people want the stuff, but like they just need you to give them, they need you to, let me see how to say this. How should I say it?
They want your blood.
It's like they need permission to like the thing. Does that make sense? Adam knows what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Man, I'm rambling. I'm sorry.
No, that's all right. This is your platform. I want, by the way, this is about you guys. I want, you know, I know that people, I also want to prove to people that I'm sort of a magnanimous type. You know, I'm altruistic. I'm kind of a hero that way. So I say, you know what? I'm sacrificing precious sleep and precious airtime because I believe in the animal warriors. Okay,
well, not thank you, sir.
Yeah, exactly. Not any animal warriors. It's got to be of the kingdom. People come up to me, hey, what about animal warriors of the gutter or animal warriors of the village? I don't give a fuck about that. It's got to be vintage. It's got to be the real fucking deal. So
that's right.
Also,
baby.
I know you guys have been doing the rounds. You guys are kind of like going on different shows. If you want to mention, you know, which show was kind of lame, you know what I mean? You can do that here. You know, like you can, if you want to do like a hierarchy of like, you know, these guys were cool, but let's face it, they're kind of boring. You guys can do that here.
A top 10 rundown.
Yeah, like a top 10 rundown of like, you know, this was all right, but I don't know if we would do it the next time. You know what I mean? I think
this show
the Hatterites can keep a secret.
This one show forced us all to eat mayonnaise sandwiches before we went live.
Oh, that was rough.
Drink water, which was wild.
That was weird.
It seemed like a
weird
on
the next one, and it was all bad.
That's strange. You got Solar Sinner, giant Hatterite here saying, "Holy, the participants on this stream is A-lister." We got
ooh, fireworks.
It's full of fucking A-listers. These are toy. You guys are. I don't know if you guys know that. You guys are toy A-listers. You might need like security moving forward.
Oh
yeah. I got these guys. I've got an elephant. I got a rhino. I've got a hippo.
Here's what I would like to do, Brick, and maybe we can do this in the order of like, I don't know, the stuff that you got. I want to go through because I want to spotlight for people that don't know. I want to spotlight like the things that you have cooking and the things not cooking, the things that are for sale. What's the shit that I can buy? Because I know the stuff I want. Okay. And it's probably kind of like everything, but like, you know, I'd like to go through it and just show people, like show them the goods and then maybe get to the unlockables.
Sure.
I don't know, Brick, can you start?
Yeah, absolutely. We'll do that. And I will tell you if for you and anybody else who wants everything, we got a deal for that at the very end. So we'll kind of walk you all through that. That's great.
That's perfect. That's beautiful.
Cool. All right.
We'll just do a few chats here. Need that big ass rhino, hippo, and elephant. Needles easily one of the best lines out there. My buddy Gary Dolan, right here. Needles is you're a convert, dude. You're a fucking AWOK.
What? Dude, that's a
AWOK
huge
convert.
compliment.
That's a man that knows about anthropomorphized animals too. So
I've been in
He is.
several TMNT fan groups on Facebook, and it's like it's very like taboo to like mention any other anthropomorphic stuff. So I think that's a huge compliment. Thank you.
This guy is a huge supporter of you.
Oh man, that's awesome. Thank you so much.
He is
Nice.
very fucking picky. And I don't even think he backed Flipboard. No, I'm joking.
No, come on, get out of here. Get the hell out of here.
Us Kickstarter guys just joking around, right, guys? Huh? Right. So let's all right, let's go through. I don't know.
Yeah, let's go.
On a lead Brick, and then I'll just, we can just.
Brick's gonna drive.
Yeah, I can drive, and you guys like chime in. So
Yes.
Let's start. So we'll start from the sort of big picture. If you were there from the beginning, you didn't see a lot of what's on the screen right now, because what was originally offered, the goal was to talk about releasing 4 new bucks. If you take a look on here, you've got your original buck right here. You've got the awesome gorilla that I know you've seen. Everything else is new, so that's way more than 4. So we'll go through and walk you through it, but this also just gives you a sense of how these guys these folks all kind of work together, right? Approximate scale. You're gonna need some size. It's an elephant, right? So he's gotta be there. So this is the big picture, if you will. And there's several different figures for each of the different body types, with the exception of the elephant. So we'll go from there. But curious, Jason, you want to speak on why you were looking to do that with all these different animals? Like, why with this Kickstarter? Why are you going to do $4, $5, $6,
a couple of people were curious why we were doing a Kickstarter this time, and I think as we scroll through the figures and the offerings, it'll be more obvious. It's kind of on the scope of like a HasLab type of event, where it's this big blowout type of item. And we did the Kickstarter because instead of like adding a new body type every like 3 or 4 waves, we wanted to do 4 all at once. That way we can quadruple our parts catalog. And if you like birds, you're going to be getting a ton of birds. Like if you like dogs, you're going to be getting all your favorite breeds, stuff like that. Like all these reptiles we're going to be making. I mean, there's just so many different kind of character potential just packed into each body type. Like doing the female, like you can think, you're like, oh, we got apes, you got cats, you'll obviously going to be getting wolves and birds and stuff like that. So just the kind of scope of what we're trying to do really necessitated doing a crowdfunder. And then the other thing that's awesome about Kickstarter is it really kind of keeps you in the toy news cycle for the duration of the Kickstarter.
Sure.
And then finally, the last thing about the Kickstarter is like it kind of shows the factory, like, oh, hey, these are like the projected delivery dates. Mm-hmm. We need to like schedule them into the factory in XY, get that sorted out as well. And then they kind of know like a baseline SKU number for each character, because as we're gonna go through this, we're all going to be like, oh, that's my favorite. And they're going to then like a couple of down, you're like, no, that one's my favorite. So like, we all think we know everyone's favorite, but it's going to be different across the board, So it'll be really fun to kind of see that like play out. And I'm guessing that like Gresh and maybe Grimes are going to be the 2 most popular, but you never know. Like the rabbit might be really popular, Kanji.
Well, on that note, let's figure out who this Gresh and this Grimes of which you speak. So we're going to kind of go in the order of the way things were laid out in the Kickstarter, what was revealed first. And, maybe Adam and Jason can kind of speak to what the original offerings were, etc. So
yeah. And
let's start off with this guy. First off was the lizard buck. Want to talk about the lizards, Adam?
Yeah. Go ahead, Adam.
Jason can talk about them. You want me to talk about them?
Let me talk about this one. You can talk about the next one. So this is our first reptile reveal. A lot of people have seen it. We debuted it, I believe, at Joe Fest last year, which we were super excited about coming to do again. He features all the same articulation as the pale buck. However, this time we're going pinless, so the character will be pinless, and both of the heads have moving, functioning jaws. So you'll be able to have like a biting motion if you want, and it's right there. It's an army builder because you got 2 different heads, and then like having variables of like opened and closed mouths give them all these different looks and such.
Sure.
And then, then he's got these fun accessories that he comes with. He's got 2 different swords and then like a cleaver type staff thingy madoodle.
Yeah.
That's a technical term. Yeah.
That's you got technical terms like me. I love it.
Yeah.
I love I love that sword. I'm a big fan of like the dual wielding swords, and I do want to mention too, so it doesn't get lost as well, is you guys do sell like armor packs.
We do,
typically, and because I've had a lot of fun just with my ape army and and some of my cats, just taking off like the armor and differentiating them. So I assume that's going to be a theme moving forward with this as well. Okay. Yeah.
So if you look at him, essentially everything except for his left bicep, you can just pull all that off. And that's sculpted on, but everything else is removable.
So that's the only piece right there that's sculpted on it. Got it.
Exactly. Yeah. And when you get to the next figure, you'll notice that his arms are like just bare. So you'll be able to take everything off of this one. If you want to have a little naked chameleon snake man guy.
Everyone that I know and that collects toys wants this Gresh figure.
That's awesome.
Even
was kind of like a sleeper hit.
Yeah, this is a sleeper hit. Even people that are not into this line, or not into it, but like are just unfamiliar. You know what I mean? They're just like, they have not heard of it. Are like, I think you guys nailed the aesthetic. He's just a fun character just from the get-go. So I will say that word on the street, you guys know that my ear is always to the street. I'm kind of a man of the street. The rumor is the word I'm hearing is like, this is your star, I feel like.
Cool. That's awesome.
Yeah.
The irony, of course, being that Gresh was, the blue lizard was sort of the original design. Gresh was like the second one to use the buck again.
Right.
But for me personally, Gresh isn't really in the lore as much. So I was looking at all the characters in the lore that I was like, oh, I need Boone, I need Mala Jadu, I need Hannibal. Like I needed all the ones in the comic book.
Right.
And Gresh, the Gresh exists in the original graphic novel, but he's been like pulled over into this
small role.
And it's been bonkers. Like I think without a doubt, Gresh is the most backed figure in terms of this plus the add-ons.
Well, that's true. I don't look at the numbers like that.
I've looked at the numbers. Gresh is definitely the top one.
Wow,
and I think that's going to continue, right? Like once these get released, I think he is going to sell a lot of units, which is great. But they're all really great
too. Yeah, we love they're all our babies, but it's I really think that little snake add-on, it just really kind of expands it to Masters of the Universe collectors. And that little chain whip that he's got, you can unplug that and plug it into their mouths. Yeah.
Oh, I like that.
See the little hole in there.
Nice.
That's very a little clever homage to his character in the first comic. And then the snake has like a venom spitting attachment as well. So it's a really great.
We haven't shown that yet. We haven't shown that yet.
We haven't shown it yet. I just have a render of it. I might ask Dan to do like just render it as a PNG so that everyone can see it.
Okay. Yeah, it's like we kind of gloss over the chameleon's cool. The chameleon actually has articulated eyes too, which is pretty awesome. They all have the jaws that we mentioned. But like the snake head, right? I mean, you're getting 2 characters in one, so you're like, I need to get another body because I need snake people to go up against my Conan or my He-Man.
I will say I am for sure doubling up. I've doubled up on many in AWOK, and because you guys also have really cool head packs, and so this will be one. I might triple up the patented triple up.
I mean,
this is
why not?
Yeah, this kind of reminds me of like this is almost like Boba Fett syndrome, where it's a character that's not supposed to be the premier character, but he stands out, and then people just latch onto him. I really think like
that's funny.
This is one of your stars.
Yeah. I think it's pretty awesome, and the doubling up, absolutely. I mean, we just again, this is the whole horny toad thing. It's like, man, I want 2 blue looking reptiles. And you mentioned heads packs. So just to note that, like, that was the case with the first Kickstarter, but these are now coming with alternate heads, unlike those original figures.
I did read that, so I do want to reiterate that is the heads that are shown in that Kickstarter come with the figures, correct?
That's
like
right.
it's not something because I've had people even asking me like going like, should I buy an extra head pack? And I was like, if you read it, I don't think you buy any of that. So
no, you just buy a figure and you've got an extra head. So if you buy 2 figures, you're gonna have to figure out what are you gonna do with all those extra heads. But it's cool. You've got cool extra heads. So
copy. Oh my God! Look at this. Look at these weapons.
This is the
cold-blooded comment right here. By the way, we need mini AWOK figures for Flipboard. Just saying, guys.
I love that comment.
Yeah, man, how fun is that?
Just saying. But Rick, go
awesome.
on. Sorry.
Oh, just saying that. Yeah, each of the body types. So we're kind of in the lizard body type that's new to the line. Each of the body types has their own sort of like set of weapons that fit that set of characters or clan or house, or depending on what it is. So these are for the reptiles, and you can see they're definitely a little bit more grimy, a little bit more like there's a world here, right? Each kind of group has its own sort of culture and design language. It's super cool.
I love it.
Look at that, like just real like jagged edge. These reptiles don't mess around, man. They're nasty. And I love, someone pointed this out on a different stream, that like, it's not just like a straight pole. It actually looks like a chunk of wood. And
I love it. The
awesome.
detail on these things. It's if you I collect a lot of orcs, like Warcraft-ish orcs.
Yep.
And this aesthetic has that kind of like you can mix and match with like orcs too, and like it has that
exactly
like, vintage Blizzard. You guys know what I'm talking about, like kind of feel.
Yeah,
I love it.
And finish off the reptiles there for us, Jason. Boom.
All right, so this is always intended to be an army builder, but adding all these extra heads, they all can kind of be considered army builders. This is the heavy infantry. He's just totally decked out in armor. He's got those 2 cleavers, and all the AWOK figures that come with shields have left and right shields. That way, if you're a lefty, you can have him hold the shield in the right hand and vice versa.
I love that fucking shield. Am I gonna get more army build?
I mean, you can't just have the one shield at her. Come on,
man. You know what? I
like having one stormtrooper.
What happened?
It'd be like having one stormtrooper.
No, you're right. I do have to look at these fucking drug dealers, man.
So some things just aren't done, man. Some things just aren't done.
I need something.
We're dealing in joy.
Say again.
We're dealing in joy.
No, you are dealing in joy. I need somebody to go up against. I have how many? 1, 2, 3. I have 4 monkey soldiers guarding my Kah Lee. So I'm gonna have to get. The way I do it, guys, is I go famously. By the way, I go on multiples of 2s when it comes to army builders. Really? I either got to go 2 or 4 or 6. I can't go odd. So either
I'm the same way.
4. Yeah,
I do 3s. I'm an odd guy because I want that triangle
5
formation.
And then I'm done.
You know what?
I gotta have the odd number because I want one to be like an officer.
Well, wait, don't remove us because here, proof of concept right here. Look at that. Come on.
Oh my God.
Proof of concept, Hatter. Come on.
No, and this
I do 2 or 4 too, because I usually have I'll usually have a main character leading the 2 or the 4. So I still have that formation, but troop wise, an odd number of troops is odd. So
I love it.
I'm with you, Hatter.
No, you know what? And I was joking, Brick. I would never remove you. I like the elephant most, but I'm not sure we'll get there. The elephant is going to get there by hook or by crook because I need a big chunky boy elephant in my life, as do I need a rhino and a hippo. So let's miracles. I'm not even a miracle. Shit can happen in the last few days. It's
I mean, that's the thing is like, we've done several Kickstarters and we've watched several Kickstarters, and there's always a big giant boost at the first day and then a big giant boost in the last day, and it's always like this little kind of steady uptick, so we're very on the very tail end. I think there's a total of 4 days left, or is it 5 days?
I said 4 days on the thing.
It says 4 days on the thing. It's counting starting tomorrow,
we're on the very
we have
tail
today,
of the marathon.
Yeah. I think it's going to get there. Controversial Toys with $2. Hello, sweethearts. Thank you Thank you, sir. We're all sweethearts here, just talking about sweet things.
That's right.
And this got unlocked pretty fucking fast. Like how quickly?
Yeah.
Like I feel like this hit 130 like in like just days. Like it says it right there. 130.
Yeah, about 8 days.
Crazy, man.
Yeah, and just to stress what you were saying earlier, like it's here, folks. This is not a head pack, so you don't think about like I'm gonna have to go back and buy these extra heads. No, you won't. You buy Gresh, you get the one extra snake head. There's 2 here just for different angle purposes. Same here, same here. So that's what you're looking at, and we try to do that with all the other ones too. So you'll start to see a pattern, right? We're looking at one buck right now, the Reptile buck. And so we go through the figures, right? On this Kickstarter, it's like, oh yeah, these are reptiles. It's usually like a figure, weapons, figure, and a reminder that there are heads packs, because initially the heads were not like automatically unlocked. So as they get unlocked, again, don't be confused by that terminology. It just means they're coming as part of your order of the figures.
Oh man,
it's like an upgrade to the figure.
Totally. And just, a reminder, this is probably pretty important for people to know, because if you're familiar with Kickstarters, you're thinking dollar values. So these are considered standard figures. Pretty much most of them in this Kickstarter are standard figures until you start going bigger, and we'll call those out as we go. But, that might affect the dollar amount that you're looking at, et cetera. So
I love it, man. I'm definitely in for I just got to ration it out, but I'm definitely in for 2 of these guys because I'm a sucker for 2 guys with shields. I gotta have them flanking. You know what I mean? I'm just giving this is my personal thing, and they just look so fucking good, man. I love it.
Thank you. And I love how man, it's gonna be so fun to see that kind of variety, because the stuff that we've done in the past, the first 3 or 4 waves, all their armor and stuff's really colorful, but mostly they're like brown and black and gray, and so this now we've got the actual figures have these big bright pops of color.
Yes,
so it's kind of exciting.
That's what I love. That color,
dude. That's why this goes so well with shit like Masterverse and even Thundercat, because it's like they're super colorful, they're vivid, but they're also. I gotta stress this: the articulation on these guys is really a cut above. And I know sometimes in this static pose, it's like you can't tell, but it's like it's like I have this dude who's just hanging out. Just hanging out on my Thundercat.
Oh man, that looks awesome.
I can just fucking get him into just how he just hunches over, and everything on this guy feels very smooth and very buttery. You know what I mean? I think people in the chat know when I say.
Thank you. Sorry, Jason. I said, thank you very much.
Oh yeah,
we're super proud of the posability and the sturdiness of them, and Adam calls them hand candy. I like that. I feel like that should be our slogan.
It's definitely hand candy is a genius fucking thing to say, because definitely hand candy. Even simple shit like a dude that's hunched over but can look up. Oh my god! Guess what?
He had to get it. Adder knows what's up.
You know what I mean? I love that.
Exactly.
Yeah, you were talking about that sword earlier. What you can do with these figures that you can't, frankly, do with a lot of figures is actually have him two-hand that sword like this super easily. And you can have him put it over his head like this. And, I love these. Fantastic.
The two-handing, what's up, Mike Hext? Sorry, I missed your, what's going on, buddy? That sold faster than Toddy Max. But hand candy is a perfect way. There is no I think one of the reasons why SPERO Toys got so much heat so fast is because it's whenever I review, not that this is a flex, but I'm always looking for it's paint, sculpt, and articulation. And I always say you need to have at least 2 of those. So NECA, for instance, always great paint and great sculpt. But I always am lacking with articulation. But SPERO is one of these where it's just has all the stuff. It has it's always well articulated, and I never feel like I'm gonna break shit.
Right.
No.
That's a huge comment. And what's funny is whenever we sent out wave 1, we sent it out in the winter. So we had a thing in the box just saying oh, hey, don't forget to warm it up before you pose it and stuff. And even when it was cold, like I would just like pull it out of the box. I wouldn't like do the little stickers on it. And like just after opening a bunch of them, I was just like, oh yeah, this is a fine, it's solid. I don't need to worry about it. I mean, I still do heat them up, but like, we've done it at shows and like to kind of demo it, like, oh hey, don't worry, they're not gonna break.
Honestly, dude, I'm not, I won't condone for anybody to not heat shit up. You should always heat stuff up.
Exactly.
But I've never, I'm kind of like a little kid where I open it and I'm like, I want to play now. And without heating anything up, I've always been fine. So it's just a testament to like how well these things are made.
100%. You and I both live in California too, and you're in Southern California, so that is a little bit different in terms of weather. But I will say, I'm 100% with you. I own a lot of different toys, and there are some that I'm like, no, I have to heat them up. These do not feel like I need to heat them up. Again, I'm not going to, you do you, and you're warned.
Right.
But the plastic, it's the plastic on these that like it feels like it's super hardy.
Yeah.
Anyway,
let's continue. It gets better as we go. It's very exciting.
100%. It does get better. Adam, you're up, man. Let's talk brawlers.
Oh my
Let's talk brawlers. This is these guys are great because this is a few characters that I'm really excited about. King Hannibal is, if you haven't read the comic books, King Hannibal is right there near the top of the list of sort of most important characters. And the figure is absolutely stunning. The great part about this guy is that he leans very heavily into that sword and sorcery type of aesthetic. But if you've read the comic book, you know that he doesn't always use a sword.
Right. He's not above blasters.
He gets those blasters in hand and away he goes. But this figure is awesome. We've got some cool things going on here too. The head sculpt is sort of two pieces. It's a head sculpt on top of sort of a fur collar almost, so that you'll still get some articulation in the neck there. A lot of times what you find when all that sculpt is up there is that it's a solid piece, and then you're not going to get any articulation. But it's important for this line to continue having articulation that exceeds what a lot of other brands are doing. So the sculptors came up with quite a novel idea, I think, to have the head piece separated from the hair piece. So those two bits that come down on the front of his chest there, and sort of all the stuff that's around his neck, is actually a separate piece, which is pretty cool.
Oh, I love it. So you could articulate shit more, like when that comes. Oh, I love that.
So the head will still be able to turn and stuff like that, and it'll it's almost like a two-piece construction where the articulation will allow you to sort of move that collar piece ever so slightly, and then move the head even more. So just a really, really cool way around that. And that's true of all the brawlers, where not all the brawlers. I guess Grimes doesn't have that, but Kah Lee has that as well. We do technically have another brawler that's sort of pre-existing in the line. The Void is using the brawler buck as well. That's been up for pre-order for a while before we did the Kickstarter. But I love that mace and that sword, that big giant sword.
Hell yeah.
What you kind of fail to recognize, because this figure is so much bigger than the other figures, is that sword is huge. It's like super thick and like heavy. It's going to be a lot of fun.
Why couldn't you guys have put some effort into the mace?
I know, I'm really,
why'd you have to phone it? Why'd you have to phone it in?
I mean, it needs at least another 12 more spikes, maybe. Yeah.
Yeah.
Dude, this
it looks like it's right off the factory floor, right? Never been used.
That thing is awesome, man.
Dude, it's fucking awesome. It's I love this guy. This guy's whole vibe is just so fucking intimidating. And you know what's so funny is, like, even if you don't know the lore, you can kind of guess that like the personality of this guy is like, this is not like a grunt. This is not like a dude who's just kind of like, in the back
making jokes. Yeah, doesn't enjoy small talk.
No, he's
you're right.
I love, like, even the details on the strap that goes across him. You could just tell, like, all the little things in the leather and just the little I'm just a fan of just like the material and texture and all that.
Yeah, the buckles, the spikes, the rivets, like all that stuff is there, and it all looks amazing. I mean, I've seen the you know, the Paint Master, so what's effectively a 3D print of this, but that was super impressive, and I didn't even get to pose it. You know, I didn't even get to like mess around with the butterfly joints and the articulation that's sort of pre-built into all these. So I can't wait. This is one of my favorites for sure.
It looks so good.
And the alt head of him, like the sort of roaring head, is.
Oh yeah. I've been painting that.
Yeah, we'll get there. We'll get there.
Okay.
Yeah, these come with additional heads as well.
And I love that you had her looking at those details, like that strap. Keep looking, because some of the things in here, man, I'm in love with those kinds of details.
No, I'm big into details, and yeah. Do you guys think that I could roll with like a side strap, like shirtless with the side?
I'm surprised you don't, to be quite honest.
That might be my new look. So I'm just interested.
You haven't lived.
Make sure you get that asymmetry thing.
Yeah, I really want to be asymmetrical.
Yeah.
I love it. It's a fun. This guy's another winner, and then yeah, here we go. Kah Lee, I'm a lover. Kah Lee, by the way, was my gateway drug. Just so everybody knows in the chat, my gateway drug. There's always one figure that gateway drugs you into a line. Mine was the standard Kah Lee.
Yep.
Because I got that as a you know, you take a chance. I didn't know. People were like Animal Warriors of the Kingdom. It sounds cool, but that was the thing that got me into buying lots and lots and lots of Animal Warriors of the Kingdom. So with that being said, let's go into Kah Lee Prime.
So Kah Lee Prime is kind of the hulked out version of Kah Lee. I won't get into sort of, you know, the lore of it because it's quite frankly quite complicated, but very, very cool. But this is that hulked out Kah Lee, and this is sort of the you know, the Super Saiyan version, I guess, of Kah Lee. This is like when he sort of reaches maximum anger and sort of maximum aggression, he pulls a Hulk and kind of loses all control, and then you get this guy. So again, the Brawler buck, it's got a whole bunch of new armor that hasn't been, you know, on anything else. So the Void, you know, and King Hannibal and Kah Lee Prime and Grimes are all the same buck, but when you look at them next to each other, they really, you know, this isn't just like a repaint, you know what I mean? Like there's different armor, there's different accessories.
Yeah.
Those head sculpts with that two-piece thing going on too, you know they're the same size, but none of the Brawlers look the same in a weird way. They're sized correctly,
yeah,
but they're very unique.
Same silhouette, but we tried to, like, you know, break it up and make it each feel as unique as possible while remaining in the same body type.
No, you did. This doesn't. None of these feel like they are like cousins of each other. They don't feel like their own like unique thing. I love that fucking weapon he comes with. It's like a mace. Like,
look at that thing.
A gorilla-headed mace.
Yeah.
Holy shit.
It's pretty.
Those angry simian sculpted heads. That actually. The original Kah Lee, one of my favorite things about him is that ape head that he's got on his pauldron.
Yeah.
So I'm excited to see that kind of carried into this weapon now. Really cool.
Yeah, you've got it on that thing.
Pauldron mace. Oh,
that's what
it is.
I think it's a
conversion.
Look at the shield. The shield has the head on it as well.
That's right.
The shield is removable. It pegs into his arm, but there will be sort of a plug that you can put in there if you don't have the shield, if you don't want the shield on his forearm. So, and that shield is again, just like I was kind of saying with King Hannibal's sword, that shield is much bigger than it looks because it's on such a big figure.
That is such a big figure, yeah.
Right. And then the arm actually tilting back just a little bit, and that even kind of distorts the size as well.
Man,
got it. It's so good.
I do want to point out, so these Brawlers, again, these are starting the bigger figures. These are $45 figures. Again, if you're sort of keeping track, and we'll talk about price and value and all that, but the bigger figures are a little bit more. And I got to remind folks that these are Kickstarter prices. So you're looking at about $5 more at retail. So this will roughly be The estimated
Yeah,
right now is
I
$50 at retail.
I want to stamp that too. Like typically Kickstarter is the best price that you're going to get for the stuff that you get. And plus, I want to support you guys from the ground floor so that I can get selfishly, so I can get more shit unlocked.
Yeah.
Because I'm a selfish boy that needs all the things. So that's another reason. If you're going to get it, why not just get it now? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Lock in now. So yeah.
It's so fun to just wait until it shows up on eBay and I have to pay twice as much. I like that option too, though.
Well, Flipboard, that's a whole other story, when you get to him. But yeah.
Feels like this is one to address now since we're here.
Yeah, Odin01
Yes,
asks, do the
you can
Brawler
actually
bucks
see
feature
it on
butterfly
Kah Lee.
joints? Yeah, they
zoom
do.
into his arm, you're gonna see it.
Oh yes.
Yeah, there you go. So it's just kind of snuck in there. You see where the little shadow is?
Yeah, that little
right there. Yep.
A little
So they
juggernaut
definitely have
action, a little arms back, kind of like coming at you action.
Right there.
Mhm.
Oh, actually, more like
it's
here.
actually
Yeah,
right
yeah.
there. There you go. That's it. Yep.
Right
I love
here.
it.
Just kind of snuck it in there.
You sneaky little mad scientist,
sneaky
you.
bastards, you.
Very
I say
cool.
I did. I didn't do it. Arlen did it. I painted it. I was like, wait a second. I didn't sculpt it.
And then, of course,
And then
you're figuring out the structure of this thing. What do we got?
so now we got another weapon set.
Another weapon set, and this is a fun one because again, because these are like the Brawler weapons. These are oversized. So I think you'd still be able to fit these into the hands of the standard size figures. You might have to stretch them out ever so slightly, but these are cool ones. I mean, these are a bunch of heavy duty weapons. That sort of energy blast shotgun thing was something that I was really excited about, because as much as there's been a lot of sword and sorcery looking stuff, there is the comic, the lore is very much a science fiction story, which has big old weapons in it. And so we're getting some of those here. We're getting some of those, throughout the Kickstarter, but and the next figure we'll look at is going to have a cool one as well. But that, I love that one, that sort of cleaver of a knife.
Kind of the sleeper of this set.
Yeah, I think that one's going to go really, really well with either Hannibal or Kah Lee, as again, like Hatter,
Definitely.
like you were saying, like dual wielding one of the big swords with one of the sort of smaller ones.
Yeah.
There's sort of a kendo thing going on there, where you have sort of the smaller one out front and the bigger one as sort of like your main striking one.
Dude, I'm thinking of like
really excited about this
wielding the mace and the hammer. You know what I mean? Like just like
that'd actually be awesome.
gladiator type shit. You know what I mean?
love the rust on the mace and the hammer.
Yes.
This
like reddish
on this production,
gorgeous.
we started adding dry brushing and washes. We just felt like it was like,
which we don't talk about enough.
Sneak it in here and there. What's that?
We don't talk about that enough. We're adding more paint than what we've had with the previous figures and with the previous accessories.
Yep.
I like to. I've said it before, but I like to kind of treat it as like the lightsabers from the original trilogy, where it's like it's few and far between. So like whenever you get like that weathering or the dry brushing, it really pops on the figure, and we kind of make sure we need to have it. So yeah, that's my TED talk.
I know, I love it.
Let's not ignore this cute little gun.
No,
I was gonna say, let's not ignore the little tiny guns too, because that's some good stuff.
That one's actually
right
a 3-barrel pistol. We're like, why not? That sounds fun. I don't know if that would work or not.
Yeah, man, good things.
I love that.
I don't see how that would work, but it sounds and looks awesome. So
it works about as well as
but it's an energy. It's an energy blast pistol, right? Like it doesn't have to work in the way that
That's true.
Sure. It's also in a world where
good point.
Humanoid hybrid chimera animal humans work, but you know.
Yeah.
Exactly. I think, you know, I think the suspension of disbelief is
yes,
strong.
100%.
Animal warriors.
It doesn't have to like work. You just have to believe that it works within this world.
And
I
believe, damn it, I believe.
Okay, this guy, I'm going also like personal favorites. This guy's also in my top. So far, I'm probably all in. Let's face it, but this guy's also like in my top. This Grimes guy, I almost want to give him like a little hat, but he's adorable.
Yeah,
and
a little bowler hat or something.
He can kill me, and that's a beautiful combination. So this is another one of my own personal like favorites. But yeah, I'll let you jump in.
Yeah, he's definitely in my top 18 figures in this Kickstarter for sure.
You narrow it down.
I don't have any favorites, but he's definitely in there somewhere. No, he is one of my favorites. Yeah. I love the pirates, and he is in the pirate guild. He and we'll get there soon enough, but he and Boone are partners. And so you've got sort of a fox and the hound thing. You've got a Han and Chewie kind of thing going as well. I don't know why he wears pants. Can somebody explain why he wears pants? It's
because it's cold.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
How's he
going? Because of the comic.
No, we got people ask that, like, every time people saw this for the first time, they were like, yeah, but he has a gun and pants. What's going on? It's like, where's the sword and the skirt?
Right.
And our joke was, tell me you don't read the comic without telling me you don't read the comic. That's if you don't read the comic, that's cool. If you don't read the comic and you don't buy the toys, that's a different story. But
I got the comic early on, and the comic is actually it's a great read. I think the reason why I say actually is because it's very easy for people that start an IP to maybe just kind of like whip up like a comic and just be like, sell the lore, this guy's this, and they just get something out. You guys have actually narratively, because I'm a big lore guy, have actually done a lot of work. There's like a whole there's the story has a lot of depth, and there's a lot of side characters, and there's it goes 100%. To a place. So I would recommend, just if I'm putting on my writer hat, which is my normal hat, if you like good lore, I would say please check out the fucking comic, because it's super entertaining.
Thank you so much. That's a huge compliment, man.
Yeah, Brick and I have been banging that drum for a long time now. So.
Yeah.
We would love everyone to read the comic book, especially because people won't be asking about the paints. We've got like a great little introduction, and then like halfway through the comic, you get a long exposition that really kind of lets the reader know, oh, hey, this is not what I thought it was. Enjoy the ride,
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
All right. Well,
no, I love them. I wanted before we move on, I wanted just to spotlight just a few. I think it's some questions here. Just give me a second. Let's just star a few of these. Will there be a head packs later for these guys? I want to reiterate this just so it doesn't get lost. I want to make a few different. So no head packs. The heads that you see come with the figures. I got it right, guys? Or
you got it right.
Absolutely. So when we kind of did when we kind of went through the numbers a little bit, head packs initially was what we were going to do, just like the first Kickstarter, where every body type would get, effectively those brawler heads would have been a head pack. But the reality of like the math, right? When you actually kind of look at sort of the production costs and all that kind of stuff, it wouldn't have made much sense for us to release head packs at $12, because the cost to tool and then to do the packaging and then sort of do the art for the packaging and like all that kind of stuff. There's an incurred cost to put these in a separate box. It's actually cheaper for us to just put them in the box with the other figures in terms of like the additional stuff. We still have to pay for the tooling. We still have to like pay to make them and all that kind of stuff. But it seemed like a way better value add to the figure that you're already buying. And the reality is, if you're going to have, two figures, using like Gresh as an example, right? Like if you want a Gresh with a chameleon head and you want a Gresh with a snake head, you're probably going to buy two bodies anyway. So we just sort of made it easier, streamlined it a little bit that way.
Yeah.
And I just think it just kind of made sense, right? Then there's less SKUs for people to buy as well.
Yeah.
You know, you don't have to like, you don't have to be bummed that like you can't afford to add the head pack on. Like you're gonna get, you know, the roaring King Hannibal. You're gonna get that sort of snarling, nasty Kah Lee Prime. You're gonna get the cigar smoking Grime. So it made more sense, and it felt like it felt cooler to just put them in with the figures than to sort of make people pay more to get something that they need in a way, right? So so that was the logic there.
No, I love it. Let's just go.
Oh no, his disc ran out again. He's got to go get another CD. He'll load it up.
Well, while he comes back, let's just go through just a few more here. Looking forward to this. I'm all in. Is there a way to get Spectral Pale on his own from the campaign? I think the answer to that is yes, because I feel like I was just able to order one, but
so Spectral. It was sort of. So Spectral Pale is an add-on. So Spectral Pale is not available. Like you can't back just Spectral Pale, and that was sort of by design. We wanted this to be something that you can add on to other things. We wanted it to be special. We wanted it to be. I mean, it's not hard to get, and we're just sort of incentivizing people to sort of get something else if they want to get this guy as well. So
you need to get at least one thing, and then you can add this on to the pledge.
Correct. Yeah.
Which is worth it. This line is not like a one thing type of line. FYI. I feel like most of your orders have to be. It's got to be like a multiple thing. Like this is something that really wants you to like catch them all.
It's rare that we get like a one item order. A lot of times it's a one item order. It's someone who's like did like follow up, and you do the thing. You're like some other thing, and they'll do like a week later or something like that. But it's usually like people will get 3. That's the most boxes that we buy is the 3-box figure. So it's very rarely just one single item.
I love it.
We kind of joke at conventions when people are like, I don't have any of these yet. Like, I'm thinking about getting one. We're like, okay, take this one figure that you're buying right now, go to your car or go back to, you know, the hotel room or whatever, you know, wherever you have, you know, a little bit of space, a little bit of quiet time, sit down, take it out of the box. We'll see you in a couple hours when you come back to buy,
you know what?
a dozen more figures.
You're 100% fucking right. And that to me is that's the greatest testament, because I've been on the other side of many of those where I hold something in my hand and I go, I don't need to get another one of these. And, you know, I'm very cruel in that way. And, you know, you guys have proved your mettle. Let's just do there's 4 more, because I want to make sure that people just get their questions in before we move on. Do Kah Lee Prime's heads fit on Thane's body?
I doubt it. Like whenever, like if you look at that Kah Lee head, there's not a lot of real estate in it. I mean, it's enough to be structurally sound. But like, I mean, anyone who's got the Thane figure knows that the ball is quite big to fit his big old chicken nugget head.
Yeah, he's got big balls. Big ball, neck ball. Yep.
Got it. The Grimald head is Chef's Kiss. That Grimald head is fucking. I'm going with the alt head personally, because I mean, look at him.
I mean, come on. It's cool. I'm definitely gonna put the alt head on. Yeah, I know. Yeah.
And let's spotlight Solo Sinner with the CA69. I love. First of all, I love the number. Everybody knows that I love that number, not for sexual purposes, just because I love the Summer of '69 song. Okay. I love this stream because Hatter was my gateway into AWOK. Heard about the line through him, then caved for Vero Atlas as the first figure. Shout out to Dan Mitchell, who apparently doesn't like the spotlight, but his sculpt word gets tons of that. Well, first of all, Solo Sinner, thank you so much for the super chat, because now I'm gonna buy some more AWOK shit. Okay. And number 2, I do you know, we appreciate you spotlighting the whole crew. I mean, here's a man who knows your inner workings, guys.
Yeah, he knows what's up.
He knows what's up. He's around. Solo Sinners is a legend. I mean, Solo Sinners around all the time. Great fan. Great. I see him in chats all the time. I love that guy.
He's awesome, man. He's a great part of the community. Let's keep on going, guys.
He's Canadian like me, which automatically makes him pretty cool.
I wish you were rich too, man. I wish we were all rich. Real quick, just since we're on topic, thank you, Derek, and it's good to hear that, because you know I know there were some concerns, but I love this too.
We were like, it comes with like firearms and stabby weapons. I think it's okay to have a cigar.
Oh, was there a little bit of Krusty the Clown type controversy?
You know, people.
We were just.
I mean, even I was like, okay, are we sure about this? Because this is gonna get, because despite the guns and the knives and you know the maiming and the killing and such, putting a cigar in his mouth, there is an element where you know that's kind of taboo, but. Jason's point was kids need to toughen up, so that was, and start smoking cigars apparently. I don't know.
And my point
works for the character is the thing, is that like the vibe of that bulldog is that maybe a bowler hat and a cigar, but in this case we just went with the cigar, so maybe version 2 will get the bowler hat.
I can easily
I want to see like customs of the bowler hat.
Mm-hmm.
I love this head. I prefer this head personally. So I'm just so glad we are doing, you know, the expressive heads. You know, the first ones, we love those portraits, but they're very stoic, and it's so nice to have an alternative. You can have your cake and eat it too, man. What's up?
I love what you said, Adam. Also, that the main accommodates. It's little things like that where like you don't like. I always get tripped because the first thing I do whenever I play with a figure, I'm just like trying to get him in all of the things. And like that's something that like, you know, you see it a lot with like characters that have like long hair or like a Blanca, you know what I mean? Where it's just like, you know, it's just like this hair is so difficult. So I love that you guys are 2 steps ahead and at least, you know, taking that into consideration.
Yeah, you'll be able to get Hannibal to hunch down a little. I don't know how much that head will go back, but he'll be able to hunch down and look up at his whoever he's fighting. So
I love it.
Love that detail too. So these are the alt heads, and those are unlocked. And let's talk about the women.
This is another one that a lot of people I know have been talking about.
Yeah, you know, these characters are
one of the main characters in the comic.
Yeah, like it's a little bit of a shame that she hasn't been there sooner, because she's like pivotal in the action. And she's really like, she steps it up, and not just her, but the other women that we're gonna look at in a little bit. What was new to me, because it's not quite in the comic, is that if you notice her weapons, this is Mother Mala, the first of the women figures. She's got some magic effects going on, so she's got the
magic effect.
It
cool
is
flaming sword.
It's either issue 3 or issue 4. There's 2 frames where there's some weird stuff going on in the frame, and it doesn't say anything about it, but there's like
teased.
There's like visuals that sort of indicate that there's something weird going on.
Yep.
Yeah.
And
looking forward to more of that.
We are back at the $33 range again, just to give you a sense. If you're calculating, that's like $38 for retail. And I just want to shout out, like, that's pretty damn good for an action figure of this quality. And you know, we know what's going on with prices. So for an indie to do this with everything that you're getting is awesome.
Yeah. Can I go on like not like a mini tear, because this applies to you guys and it applies to like what we did on the Flipboard campaign. You guys fall under the rubric of like boutique figures. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah,
like definitely. You guys are not like. I just want to say this for people that are watching. Like, you guys are not like Mattel. You're not Hasbro. You're not like, you know, you're doing great, but you're not producing an amount congruent with people that can afford to like. Yeah, you know, make it $10, make it 15, make it 20.
Right.
Yeah,
exactly. That's a very good point.
Yeah, because we ran across it, you know, I only use Flipboard as a comparison, and I'm not going to make it about Flipboard, but like we ran across that too, and I want to say that like these prices, especially what I'm seeing for even this and like the Brawlers, it's just like you have to take into account that you really don't get that often. You don't get it often but I just bought, and again, this is not a shitting on this figure. but I'm going to say it so you guys don't have to say it. I bought a beautiful dark wolf figure from the Frazetta girls, and it's great. It's a great figure, but it cost me $100.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? It cost me $100. That's a boutique figure. I know it's from a movie. I know they have to pay some kind of rights, but let's face it, they probably don't have to pay a lot of rights for something like that. Now, I don't know their price point, but I'm just using that as a statistical comparison to say boutique figures can go that high. They can go to and there's nothing that figure is doing, because I opened it. It's great, but there's nothing that figure is doing that the SPERO stuff does not do. So I'm just saying, comparatively, I think that you really are getting value for your buck. For $33 to get this, and it's just not everything she comes with. She comes with an alternate head. The other guys come with shit too. Right. I do want to spotlight that you guys are not gouging people at all. Like, you're
Definitely
not even on the precipice of that. So
yeah, I mean, we'll get to pricing, but I will just say that not only is SPERO not gouging people, SPERO with this Kickstarter is really like rewarding people who want to jump in and really support this critical point in the line, because it's boutique, and it really, we've only had these figures since February of 2023, last year. Like, so that's the first time people have had these figures in hand. And now here we are with year 2. And it's like, oh yeah, by the way, we're going to add like 7 new body types and we need your help. So it really is an effort to kind of like gather the tribe, as we're saying, and get people to back this thing and fund it. It's truly like crowdfunding, like Flip War, right? It's like, we can't make this figure unless we get your support.
Yeah, this is not, I want to say this too, that you guys are not, from what I have gathered from, you guys and knowing about you guys through what I know about you and Derek and everything, is you are not being whaled by some like giant muckety muck that's like, hey, if you don't make it, don't worry, because I'm going to splash $300,000 on you. This really is as crowdfund as you can get. So yeah.
Where's homeboy who said he wishes he was rich? Maybe if he gets rich, he can be the whale. But right now, not yet. You guys, let's go back to
if you guys want to take his number down.
There was a comment, and I can't remember who made the comment, but it's a ways back now. But somebody said, why put the elephant, at the back end? Like, why make him a stretch goal? Why make him an unlock? Why didn't you put that at the front? And it's kind of two things, right? The elephant sort of is in the lore, but hasn't really factored in as sort of a main character. So, to the point, of what Jason has said repeatedly, like the toy line is sort of predicated on what happens in the comic book. So for anybody that's reading the comic book, to get the elephant ahead of Mother Mala wouldn't make sense, because the elephant's a minor character. Mala, King Hannibal, Kah Lee Prime are more main characters. They're more pivotal. They're more important. So that's kind of why the elephant sort of went, further down the line. But then beyond that, I have to say, like the jump from like the ox at 380 to the elephant at 410, that $30,000 does not even come close to paying for the mold for the elephant. So it's not as though like there's all this money that's getting sort of wasted. Like it is very like, we're going to end up spending way more money than we're going to make on this Kickstarter to sort of make all these toys, which is
I'm positive.
So it's the economy of all this is a lot more complicated than I think people realize. And that's fine. I mean, if you're just, if you're a collector, I get that, like, most collectors don't care. They're like, just give me the toy. I don't need to understand economy of scale. I don't need to understand how much molds cost. I don't need to understand any of that stuff. I want one figure. Give me my one figure. And so that's how the world works, right? Everybody wants the best price. Everybody wants the figure that they want. Everybody wants 2 fox arms for Boone. Everybody wants, just the normal tongue for Gresh. Like, there's all these things that people want. And it's like, we get it. Like, we totally get it. we want you to have all those things as well. And we would love to just unlock Jason was like, should we just unlock the elephant? And I was like, absolutely not. You can't do that. We can't afford to just unlock the elephant.
To be fair to Jason, I asked the question. It was me.
Sorry. Yeah. Brick was like, what if we just unlock the elephant? Jason's like, I don't know. Could we? And I'm like bold. Like, no, I was at work. I wasn't even contributing. I said, do not unlock Mamba. So I apologize to everybody that wants it. You can blame me for it not unlocking, sooner than 410.
I tried. Sure. But I will say,
well, it is a very noble cause, and it is a very you are contributing directly to the campaign. This isn't Flipboard where, let's face it, 80% of that and people know is going to fund my drug problem. Like this is one where like it's really going to the figures, to the tooling, to there's a lot.
Yeah, definitely. Absolutely. Yep.
So
and
let's go.
We've said too. I'll just add one last thing about the elephant, right? About unlocking Mamba. We would love to unlock it in the Kickstarter. Yes. But Jason has said the backer kit numbers will count towards that. So if we get to 410 during the Kickstarter, awesome. We'll be able to announce it in the Kickstarter. You'll see it.
Is that a fact? The backer kit will count.
The backer kit will count because we really do want to make the elephant, but we really can't unless we have the numbers to sort of back it up. So
we'll get back to elephants in a little bit for sure, because there's plenty of time to talk about elephants, and there's even more than that because a week ago we were saying no sleep till Mamba, but then two other beasts kind of stepped in. So we're not going to be sleeping at all. So let's not sleep on the women again, though. Mother Mala, you sexist bastards. Let's talk about.
Can we also acknowledge?
I was like, wait a second.
Can we also acknowledge? Maybe first female ape figure in the current sort of like epic of toys, you know what I mean? Like I can't think of one. Like where
was there not a well, you say current epic, so I don't know if you're going back to like when I was a kid. To
I'm talking about like modern articulation.
I don't know of another one. Yeah.
I heard that supposedly there was this myth of Tim Burton supposedly did Planet of the Apes, but in my reality that doesn't exist. So,
but was there a figure for any of the?
I think there were. I think there were Playmate figures.
I have a Mark Wahlberg
McFarlane figures.
But that said, it doesn't matter because that didn't exist. So
this exists. Let's get to this.
Yeah, here we go, Lady Jadu, another like
oh my god
pivotal character on the bad guy side, on the baddie. She's a baddie. On the antagonist side, Lady Jadu, the actual mad scientists of the line and of the lore. I love the sculpt on her. I love her hair. We're getting an ape with a dope pink mohawk.
I love it.
Look at that.
I like
those abs, man. I'm jealous of her abs. And so I'm not moving quickly because I want to get to some alternate sculpts of her.
Whoa!
That we're gonna see in a little bit.
That fucking quiver! Holy shit!
Yep. Like, look at that. Look how ornate this thing is.
Oh my god! That so is fucking
removable arrows.
Really?
It's like a functional quiver.
You guys really are drug dealers. You fucking.
You get the first arrow for free.
Different arrows. We've got 3 different arrows, and that particular arrow is my favorite. You'll see Kanji's arrows are different too, but I'm sorry. Go ahead to the pushy knife. That's what I call this thing. I don't know what it's really called.
This thing?
You know what, Jason? I like your knowledge of weapons. It reminds me of my knowledge of weapons. I'm
in the same place for the most part.
Like pushy knife thing and all that. So
I call this the Playmates Raphael sword because I remember this.
Yeah, that's
version
of pizza cutter
in the day.
Yeah,
but I think it's super cool. It's gold. You got that even on the blade. Look, the blade has these little details. Gorgeous stuff. So the women, these are the rogues weapon set, and then we've got a figure that was unlocked in this.
This one's awesome.
Yeah, this was unlocked day 22. Jessa with another female army builder, intended as a woman army builder for the line. You've got the alternate head that was shown pretty early on. Jason's got a thing for mohawks, but actually not too much of a thing, because this is actually a tribute to his grandmother.
Well, his grandmother had a mohawk.
Yes.
Yeah, his grandmother didn't. I guess so. His grandmother was a lion
with a mohawk.
Which explains how this.
I wasn't going to say anything publicly, but it's out now.
Yeah.
Oh, the face is fucking.
Yeah, look at that look. She's giving you that look. Look at the stretchy on the abs. Again, jealous of her abs. And this is what I see too. Look at those straps. Look at
that's what I'm looking at. I'm just, my eye just goes to just all the little straps and details, and so good, man.
And I love that little pop of color too, just right underneath that color on that collar. Yeah. Very, very cool. And so this is what I meant. So we revealed this just a couple days ago, the alternate heads. And when I saw the alternate heads for the women, I was just like, what is going on here? So these are unlocked again, folks, coming with the figures. You're looking at these. You're like, wait, what? Those aren't, and what's going on? That's because, doom, somewhere. Here we go. Whew, here's Mother Mala's alternate head, and you can kind of see this render, and the renders are great. You can kind of see the full 3D sculpt, but this, man, I just love the look of this. You still see her eyes. Her eyes still sort of scream that kind of like protagonist, like, oh no, she's on the good side, but she will bite you. She looks fantastic. And again, look at that.
Thank you for pointing that out. Look at the skirt. Look at all of the, like you see above, like the blue, even where it says the purple, like the little, like the lines wrinkles that go across the abs, and like I love that shit, man. Like, like all of those little fucking sculpted, beautiful details come together so nicely.
Yeah, I mean, Arlen and Dan and the guys working on the sculpts, like it. There's no, they don't leave any part of the figure unsculpted. You know, they're not just like, and then it has a torso. It's like, no, we're going to put things on top of the torso. So don't worry about it. Just put it in, you know, like a leotard kind of thing, and away you go. Nah, not those guys. They're like, no, it's got to have, you know, the wrinkles. It's got to have the shape to it. It's got to, like, everything has to work. You know, just the passion that they put into these things. Dan and I were talking the other day about, like, the like just the huge number of hours that get put into these that will never really be appreciated by sort of all but a few that are very, very sort of particular about sort of, you know, looking at all those things. But he couldn't do it any other way, right? Like, that's just how he's built. That's how he wants to design. And Jason gives them quite a lot of liberty. Like, he kind of says, here's, you know, the 2D render, you know, show me what you can do with this. Sure. And actually with these two alternate heads, it was Dan that got to do these two alternate heads, and Jason kind of just gave him an idea of what he wanted and said, show me what you can do with these. And Dan said he had an absolute blast with the two of these heads. So I don't mean to speak for Dan, but Dan isn't here, so I will.
No, it's fucking, and we, by the way, we have a toy star here.
Oh yeah, we do.
That Mr. Ace from Ramen Toys with the SGD $20. Thank you, Ace. I must say, this line of action figures is amazing. The paint detail and quality is much better than what ourselves have conjured up to date. Wishing AWOK continued success. You guys inspire us to do even better. Let's go indie. I mean, that's
that's awesome.
And this is a guy who I have come to know is very particular, very hard to please in a good way. Like he is not an easy sell. And I think his eye for quality is amazing. Mm-hmm. So I think to get the respect of your peers, is one of the biggest compliments, right? Because, you know, they know what they're going through. So I think, and I know he means that when he says it, because he has mentioned and referenced AWOK many a time. He's a big supporter of this line. So yeah.
Jason had some internet issues, but Jason, I don't know if you were here for that, but hopefully you heard a little bit of that. I guess not if you're having internet issues.
I didn't hear, unfortunately. I was
Jason, you missed probably the best compliment. We can move on, I guess.
Oh man,
no, check it out. This is from Ace, man, from Ramen Toy. Just a peer toy maker like yourself, giving you the love, and particularly he mentioned the paint detail and quality, because I wanted to shout that out. If you take a look at these, this is actually Jason's lab. So this is him doing his paint masters. So like if you're looking at paint and detail, like that's definitely the sculptors are there putting that in there. Utama's there helping translate what's up in Jason's head onto concepts, and then the painting, that's all that guy. So just wanted you to make sure you saw that. I know you're having internet issues and
Thank you. I appreciate it. That's awesome. That makes me feel really good.
Well, you know what? It doesn't stop there though, man. Look at this.
Yeah, look, we got a sci-fi helmet now. What the heck is going on here?
When I saw this, I was just like, whoa, what is she like? This whole time was she like? At first I thought it was like
that under the skin.
Yeah, at first that's what I thought. It was like a Terminator thing, and he's like, no.
Yeah.
So for context. For context, Jason's usually like, hey, I got a picture I'm going to send you. Like, do you guys want to see whatever? Jason just threw this into our chat, like without anything. And both Brick and I were like, what are we looking at? Like we didn't immediately realize that was Jadu's alternate head, because we kind of just, I expected a smirking Jadu or something like that.
Yeah.
I love this head. And this is going to be, so now I need 3 Jadus, because I need Jadu, and then I need 2 of these heads on these to be like her personal guard.
Sure.
Dan Mitchell did an amazing job on that. He designed it, so I just painted it.
It looks so good.
Awesome. It's so on brand.
It's such a fun fucking concept. Like this head.
Thank you. I'm gonna put that on a Baroness.
Yeah.
So it is like it's a helmet like Star-Lord, right? It's like a real tight fitting,
right? Exactly.
Yeah. Helmet. Very cool. And we're gonna see that story-wise later, because the tech is gonna get ratcheted.
I think Goochman has a question. Is Lady Jadu able to use her mind powers to compel her husband to slap another man?
No, but that would be fun.
With the helmet on, maybe. Yeah, that sort of channels the
Jadu. I just got that one. Okay. What else? Oh, this guy. This is another. I keep saying this is another favorite, but yes, this dude is. I got a thing. If you guys watch a channel for rabbits, Rabbit Warriors.
Yeah, me too.
Is I'm like a sucker for. So
Arlen did it.
Continue, guys.
All you, Jason.
I'm sorry. So yeah, Arlen did an amazing. It's very hard to tell in the image, but this is another figure whose head features a 360 type of, and give a little bit more extra expression to the figure by like posing the ears around. And I actually like the second head that he comes with better. This is a more stoic image.
Here, since you're going there, let me skip ahead. Boom.
Feeling a little cheeky.
So what were you saying about this head? You were
Yeah, I like his second head better because of just that fun expression that he's got.
It shows a little bit of personality.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Now, Jason, there's people kind of mentioning Usagi Yojimbo. Do you want to sort of speak to your difficulty in doing a sort of Asian inspired rabbit character that wasn't Usagi Yojimbo?
I was like, I went and like did like just the full color, like all the blues, the different shades of blues, and just like, and I was like, okay, this is what I don't want to do, and then just like I kind of like slowly worked it out, and I did like a bunch of different versions, like an orange top, and then maybe not as like Peter Pan matchy type, but I think this was like a great. This is his figure. I mean, his character, I should say.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and so this is the alt head that we just started showing the last couple of days, and so you probably saw this. This is kind of what you were saying when your internet was glitching and you were doing the cool ear thing. But yeah, think about the different looks that you can get, putting those things a little straight up, a little more to the side. We keep talking about like dreaming about more customizers getting out there and maybe making floppy ears or short ears or sort of clipped ears and
cybernetic ears.
Hell yes. So
I love it, man. I love the
antenna ears.
Like wire coat hangers.
Right.
Sorry to the young people who don't got that. But yes,
no, I think everybody watching this probably gets the reference.
And then we got
my kids would not.
What you got,
dude? So good.
My internet. Why?
Oh yeah. We hear you. We hear you.
You're fine.
Cool. Yeah, I love this character. He looked quite different in the original comic, but it's really fun to introduce him both in action figure form, and him and Grimes will be featured heavily in the next comic book story arc. So
Fox and the Hound.
It's great to kind of yeah. It's funny. I mean, like you've got like the Robin Hood and Little John, you know, from what's it called, from Robin Hood?
Oh God, yeah, you get a little bit of Robin Hood there. I love that. We got a super chat right here from a long-time fan, D's Nuts, Agent Flip.
What's
with
up,
my favorite avatar. I spent most of my money on Flipboard. First of all, good boy, and the Champions in the Faraday Series 1. But I did order the Speedster Warriors and weapons packs, guys.
Nice.
I think you gotta face it.
Thank you.
I think you gotta face it. There's a lot of crossover between the AWOK and the Flipboard. Okay. It's coalescing, as we say.
There you go.
Yep.
I think we all backed Flipboard. So that's the other thing. It's like, yeah, there's definitely like fan wise, like we're sort of in that same we're in that same sort of zone. We were actually talking at Toylanta. We were all talking about like which version of Flipboard did you get, and did you get multiples? Did you get Katcha? Like what?
I landed on the baddies, the robots.
I immensely appreciate it, and but yes, I honestly, guys, it is an honor to just like, because I really did start as like a fan of AWOK, okay, and I've gone in on every series. I'm going to go in hard on this one. You're going to watch. It's going to be pretty brutal, but like it's just fun. Just when Brick reached out to me, I was like, and I don't really do these like hosting and going over figures, but I was like, this is my pleasure because this is so much fun. Like, this is such a fucking fun line. And, you guys are the ones making it. So I want to, it's just an interesting, just hearing your perspective on it. And I do want to just plus in Ace right here. Just going to leave this here. AWOK. I mean, thank you.
That would be awesome.
But that has to for sure. There's enough SKUs and enough characters and enough lore at this point. I've seen cons with much less, so I have to imagine AWOK Con has to be somewhere on your mind.
I'm liking it. I'm liking the sound of it. It sounds great to me.
Yeah, man, that's a gold standard, right? And we've talked a lot about it, like the other companies that we're just sort of like enamored with, and that's Four Horsemen and Legion's line, right? So they've got Legion's Con. Like, if we could even approach the level of community that they've got going on, that would be amazing.
You guys, I like Solo Sinners here. Thank you, Solo, for the generous super chat. 25. So wholesome. When the Kickstarter guys realized the real unlock was the friends you made along the way.
Hey, it's actually kind of true, though.
You guys. I know you guys have unlocked a lot of figures, but you've unlocked our hearts too. So
nice.
There is. So you got to take that to the backer kit as well.
Yeah, well, I mean, you've said it. You said it, man. Like, we've unlocked a lot of things, made friends along the way. You're getting like rabbits. We get to hang out with lions and monkeys. If you've read the lore, you're hearing about the fox and the dog. So they can't all be friends though, because they got to use these weapons against somebody. I hear that. So more weapons. I mean, just I don't know.
That
Like, we
that
could be here for days
super
just looking at
evolved
stuff,
Bowie
man.
knife is might be my favorite of all. Like that looks like it would just inflict so much damage and just
We're talking like zombie,
and not in not in a efficient way either. Like that looks like it would like
that one that's
stuck
personal.
halfway.
yeah. That's like there's spite in that as well.
There's
like
spite. I love that golden kind of like short gun. Like
that's the little stun gun.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
It'll be more obvious when you see it from the front. It has like it looks, it shoots out a little electrical shock.
That was featured in issue number 1, yeah?
Yes, yeah.
Did Kah Lee shoot? That's what I thought. Yep, cool.
And then the quad bow. I like that crossbow quite a lot. It's hard to tell in the image, but it's got like it's got like a cross shape and shoots 4 of those bolts.
Because why not? Does it make sense? No. Does it have to? Absolutely not. It looks cool.
It cool? Yes, it is.
I love it.
All right, and then what else do we got in this speedster? So there was another unlock, and so
the noisy cricket.
22,000 day 26. What's up with this guy, Jason?
So this is the Horde Assassins. They're really meant to be kind of like scouts and scavengers and such, and obviously assassins or ninjas. And it's intended to be an army builder. So his alternate head will be, just to kind of switch up their look a little bit.
I love these murder chimps. This is like these.
This is almost like a foot soldier version of like the fucking
exactly.
All about like efficiency. What is that on the left? What is that?
It's a little blunderbuss. It's meant to be held like so
like this, like a flashlight.
Hold it like a flashlight. Yeah, exactly.
Oh, nice.
Like
okay.
Flashlight, yeah.
And you can do that because all the AWOKs come with 3 pairs of hands. All the right hands
will do like that.
It'll give you the hand that'll do that.
I love it.
I don't think it's been mentioned, but the plan at least is for all the bows to have like an elastic string as well.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay, got it. I was gonna, I just didn't know if it wasn't rendered in there, but that's awesome.
All right, so like as you can see, like we're taking time, and so I want people to wrap their heads around what's going on. There's a lot going on in this, and we haven't yet. Everything we've shown you has been unlocked so far. We're approaching that point in the Kickstarter items where we're still trying to push forward. But let's soak in. Like we've been here, hour and 30 minutes going over just the offerings of this one Kickstarter campaign.
I mean, I will say
there's a lot.
In this time, you guys are over 245,000 in at the time.
Sweet.
Of
Whoa,
this.
Awesome. Cool.
That's the official, that's the Hatter bump right there.
You call it whatever you want. I like to call it, you know what? I think this is the AWOK bump. I think this is just that AWOK is so cool that it bumps itself. But if you want to give it to me, sure, I'll take it. But yes, let's keep going.
So we did the Spectral Pale. Awesome. This is a version, like this is the original, same figure, but different plastic. This is all Adam right here. This is all Adam's. This is Adam's style right here.
He's got it now too.
I'm looking at it. It's right across from me. I have the 3D print of it.
Is Adam's. He's got it there.
Yeah.
Glows in the dark. You do your thing. You can get, if you got these, you got the original Pale. You had one in box, one loose Hatter. Yeah. So it's if you want to give that guy energy weapons for whatever reason, you now
That's
can.
a cool idea.
Energy armor, you now can.
That was a spectral monkey,
Spectral Monkey.
Force Ghost Pale.
My first band.
But just on the point of Spectral Pale, a lot of people are sort of like, "Oh, is this a Force Ghost? Like, is this a spoiler? Did he die in the comic?" And this is it was like, no. The story behind this is that in the original graphic novel, Pale had the ability to sort of kind of absorb the powers of people that he defeated in battle, and when he defeated, I believe it was Gresh, who had the ability to kind of like the chameleon had the ability to camouflage himself with sort of a predator style active camouflage and go invisible. So when he defeated him, he gained that ability. In one of the Kickstarters for the 4-inch line that Jason did a while back, this was a stretch goal that never got unlocked. And so since like day one, I was asking to, like, before Jason and I were sort of on the terms that we're on now, like before we were friends, before we were, before he was paying me huge amounts of money. I was like, when do we get Spectral Pale? Like, will we get Spectral Pale in 6-inch? And he was like, well, no. And I was like, okay, so when? And like, I just didn't take no for an answer. And then when we were building out the Kickstarter, he sent me the rewards list, and I'm scrolling through it. I'm like, okay, yeah, the lizards, the brawlers, the Spectral Pale. Wait a minute. I went back to him and I was like, are you just messing with me, or are you doing Spectral Pale? And he's like, no, we're gonna do it. It's gonna be in there. It's gonna be like the Kickstarter kind of exclusive. And I was hyped. I love translucent figures. And then I was like, can we make it glow in the dark? And he said, I don't see why not. And I said, perfect.
Oh my God. Okay. So
translucent.
I was locked in on him anyway, but I mean, you got to fucking get this.
He gets extra hands too. So if you want to have like an Iron Fist type thing where you can use like glowing fists on your pail.
Yes.
I love it.
That's
oh my
cool
God.
Idea.
What's up, Kenzo?
And this is definitely limited to the Kickstarter as well.
I do want to mention that, spotlight that. This is for Kickstarter only. No, is this going to be in the backer kit too, or this is just in?
Yes. I mean, it's got to be in the backer kit for people to select it.
So it's in the Kickstarter. It will be in the backer kit to select for the Kickstarter backers, but there will be kind of 2 phases of the backer kit. The first phase of the backer kit will be for Kickstarter backers only, where they will be able to add things to their Kickstarter pledge at Kickstarter prices. That will go about 42 days, I think. We're going to kick it off on another AWOK Wednesday. It'll go, 42 days and end on a Wednesday. And then we will open it up, as a pre-order, basically. That window will be at retail prices, and Spectral Pale will not be there. So
so once the Kickstarter is done, just to reiterate, just for clarity's sake, 42 days to add for backers, not new people, right? For backers to add
correct
Spectral Pale for the price, for the Kickstarter price, which is 40, and then after those 42 days, you guys, I'm sure going to do some kind of announcement or something.
Yep.
The change goes to retail. Is retail prices just for Spectral Pale, or does everything go to retail prices after that?
Everything will go to everything will go to Spectral Pale. Everything will go to retail prices. Spectral Pale will not be available at that point. So Spectral Pale will be
So his half-life ends at 42 days anyway. So
correct.
That is okay. So if
moral of the story is back the Kickstarter.
Back the Kickstarter. Very good. Mystic Dolphin, one of your biggest fans here, big supporter of Flipboard. Can Mama's ears also connect to the head with ball joints, and you could swap ears for different elephants? Any thoughts to that, guys? I don't know if that's
what we're thinking. Yeah, that's what we're thinking. We haven't started sculpting him yet, but I mean, it'll probably be something, very similar to what Kanji's got right now.
Got it. Guys, probably I would say maybe the most important question that we've had all evening is Pale Spectral form powerful enough to defeat Flipboard in perfect gold form? I don't know. I don't know what your thought about that. I mean, maybe we can offline this and kind of discuss that a little bit. Maybe we don't present an answer right now, because that's very heavy.
Stay tuned.
Yeah, that's deep, but
figure it out.
Let me offer this. So you heard that this is the Kickstarter exclusive. You should back if you're interested in this figure. Yes. Know, though, that it's listed as a limited edition event exclusive, not a Kickstarter exclusive. Yes. And what that means is this won't be up for sale on SPERO or any other retailer, where the other options are actual in-person con events. So that might be the other place you might be able to go, or some other kind of event, like maybe a giveaway or something. But these are like,
but I doubt
this is super special.
I doubt even at events you're going to get, because I know event pricing, it's not going to be cheaper than the $40.
No.
So I can clarify all that.
Yeah, let me add one thing though for Flipor. This is the exclusive. This is the one you want. And so what I say all that, I see Flipor kind of like, getting all sweaty, getting ready to get this figure.
Oh, he's going to love it.
And he's going to flip them. So just realize that that's going to be a thing. So if you don't want to deal with Flipor's prices, you might really want to think about backing this Kickstarter.
There you go. Fuck that guy. Now to start, we got a Flipor head stretch goal. Kwang Lee, genius artist Kwang Lee. I'm going to have to talk to the SPERO guys, Kwang. Yes. So I think the moral of the story is if you want this guy, just back him now.
Yeah. That's the only way to guarantee that you're going to get one.
Have that comfort,
Yeah, exactly. Have the comfort of knowing, it always stings. It always stings.
Rest easy.
I know how it is. But then you lock in, you feel so good, and then, it's over. You get what you want. So, this guy's going to be very fucking popular. I'm also a sucker for, a big spectral ape,
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
It's funny. Like, I don't get FOMO often, but like when I do, it's just like, it just kills me. And it's usually for something like, like a HasLab Sentinel or something that's like super hard to get, or like a San Diego Comic-Con exclusive. And this is going to be, on par with that. It's going to be very hard to find outside of the Kickstarter.
Yeah. Yeah. There you go.
Let's keep going because there's still stuff to go, and here's where maybe it gets a little less. Just
one sec.
Go for it.
Rick, can you please ask my previous question regarding shipping? What was there a shipping question? Yeah,
I saw it. And the question was, can this get sort of picked up? Yeah, there it is.
Yeah, I'm pulling a few of these for sure. Where do you ship from? If I can get them, I'll let you guys.
It will be from the US. Everything will ship from the US.
Okay.
And we can handle those kinds of logistics stuff.
Although in the future, there will be retailers outside of the US, obviously. But if you want to get them at this pricing, if you want to get Spectral Pale, so on and so forth, it will ship from the United States. Yes.
Copy that. All right. Sorry to interrupt.
No, this is the part where it gets a little bit awkward, and we need to appeal directly to you. So I'm going to look at you out in Hatterland, folks. This is unlocking at 260. So this is the less like fun moment where we have to say everything that came before this is unlocked, and like you can add those to your back now. But
my Lord.
We need to unlock these. So we said earlier, like SPERO's in this position of being in year 2 and trying to unlock 7 new bucks. At this point, it's not quite 7, right? At this point, everything that we've shown you before this is the 4 original offered bucks. This figure that you're looking at here is Raving, the bird. This is the first of the birds. This is a 5th buck that wasn't initially offered. This was in shadows on day 1 of the campaign.
Yeah.
By the time it unlocked, by the time it unlocked, I'm like, okay, well, let's, by the time, the campaign hit its original $99,000 goal, then sort of the shadows kind of were revealed, and we saw this. A couple things to say about this. First off, here's the actual render of what you're going to get minus the wings. So the wings are still coming, and we can talk a little bit more about wings in a second. But you'll sort of see here, there are going to be wing attachments on the arms. There's going to be gripping alt feet that can grip. We're talking weapons right now.
Yeah, there'll be this sort of same grip size as the standard gripping hands.
So you'll get like an alternate head, extra hands, just like everything else. Always 3 sets of hands. But again, we need to unlock this thing. And then there are some other things that we'll reveal. I guess, maybe now would be a good time to help maybe entice folks. Like, we want to see this thing unlocked. So let's go ahead, and I'm going to jump ahead to, I see where you're thinking, oh, actually, I think maybe I did my job right. No, maybe I didn't. Here we go. Let's take a look at these. So here's the alt head that has not been shown. First time being shown here on Mad Hatter. There is an alt head that comes with a hat. We've described it on other streams, but here we're
That is
showing
awesome.
it, and you see with the wings attached. So this is Raving. He's been teased in the comic with this cool hat. So that's attached. That's an alt head. You can also sort of see things kind of sticking out behind him because this guy's got weapon storage for days, which is really exciting. These are not the gripping feet, but those talon look wildly dangerous. You can kind of see what's going on with the hands. Let's go ahead and see what, if you're curious, what that might look like from behind.
Sure.
And you can kind of see the wings. So if I can, so this is bringing me flashbacks to the online teaching days. So there's, that's not good. There's two sets of, there's essentially, to make one full wing, if you will, you got two attachment points. You've got the attachment up on the back of the tricep, and then you've got an attachment here on the forearm. So when that thing will articulate, it'll still look like kind of a curved wing with the goal is no gaps. I don't have them shown here. Actually, I'm not sure if I do, but we were kind of talking about other figures. No, I don't have them here, but if you can reference the Lightning Collection, I forget what the name of those birds. I always forget the name of those bad guy birds from Power Rangers from Hasbro.
Right. Yeah.
Whatever those.
I also forgot.
And then the Marvel Legends, the comic book version of Falcon, same kind of attachment concept.
Sure.
So I think this stuff is super exciting, and there's that sort of weapon storage I was referring to.
I love it.
So that's Raving,
dude,
man.
It's just so fucking detailed. This figure, look, I know that with figures,
it's definitely our most detailed figure.
Yeah, that's what I wanted to say. It's like like sometimes reuse of parts and this and that, and that's part of the game. But this guy just looks like his own fucking thing. Like this guy, he exists. I feel like if this is a magic trick where there are things that are connected, I just don't see it. Like I feel like this guy just exists on his own as like just a fucking
did an amazing job.
Yeah, the texture and the feathers and everything, like even on the sculpt, like this, the main body, right? The sculpt of the birds with all the feathers on the arms and the legs and all that.
Oh my god,
it's next level, and I mean, like, that's not my opinion. That's Dan's opinion. He was like, this one is way beyond what we've done before. So
yeah,
it's so good. Look at the talons. Look at the the
talons. Yep.
What are you thinking this will be colored? Just out of curiosity, like.
So this is Raving.
I'm gonna color it over the weekend. But you want to show them the? There you go.
Oh my god. Oh, so that's the wow. That's gonna be with. Is that red eyes? I can't see. Is that the?
Yeah, it's like an orange and then a red.
Yeah, he's gonna be hot.
I can't wait to paint him.
And which is why, folks, we need to get to 260. Yeah, we need to get to that 260,000.
No, you're gonna get there for sure.
Let's do it sooner than later. Then.
Yeah.
Let's see. Yeah, I mean that's I was hoping could it be flamingo colors, but you know what? You guys are much better with the
you like color, right? So yeah, I like color. How about this?
Add that to a list. I want a flamingo. That would be an amazing figure.
We can do the bird once it gets unlocked.
And if we do the flamingo neck, then we can do the goose neck too. We can do the Canada goose. I'm saying that
is that like a dance move? Is that a dance move?
The Canada goose.
I need to stop dancing right now.
Yeah, it could be.
I was waiting for you, Adder, on this. Look at this color, man. Look at this color.
This cardinal with the what is that ukulele? What is that called? A lyre?
A lute?
A lute is
a lute.
Give me the lute.
This is right out of I say this with respect. It's its own thing. But like, if you're like a fan of like Breath of the Wild or like kind of like shit like that.
Oh, that's
like,
cool.
This is a dude who you meet sitting on a rock playing fucking and like it's just
in the songs.
Yeah,
I love that.
I know I'm gushing. I love a good bard. You know what I mean? I'm a sucker for a good bard.
I felt
this
there
is
was
Merrill the Bard.
We needed
Oh my God.
we need to get some humor and kind of rascaliness.
Okay, guys, let's get to 260 by the end of the stream. Come on, let's
let's do it. You got this.
And replay crew.
That's right.
You know,
that's right.
Understand that you know, your buddy Hatter needs these unlocked. He needs a bard. Okay, can we do it? Can I lock in?
Yeah, man, that's what people are saying. There's like, man, you're putting a lot of work into trying to sell this. I was like, yeah, because I want these figures and I want them sooner than later.
It is very clear. I will say, in all seriousness, because of I think Adam's Spectral Pale story, that you guys are fans of. You get high off your own supply. You know what I mean? You are legitimately. This isn't like, oh, I think we can sell widgets. Like this is like we want this shit to come out.
Yeah, we're very passionate about it. It consumes a lot of my brain in daydream headspace. So, you know, we don't take any of this for granted. We thank y'all so much for, you know, showing so much support and excitement for these figures. What I've been saying is this Kickstarter is a little different from the last one because we've unlocked so many different parts and body types that like we'll be posting updates like well after the campaign's over. So I'm excited to do it, and I'm excited for you guys to like see the conversion from the 2D into the 3D painted figure prototypes.
Dude, I'm excited to fucking review these things, man. I want to do a whole SPERO up until I just fucking noticed, because I'm a dumb motherfucker, that the loot opens up and is like, that is fucking crazy.
That's not two different things. That's one thing doing two things.
Okay, you know what? I'm stupid, but that doesn't mean that you should suffer for it, because that is the fucking that is super creative. Come on, man.
That would be the transforming loot bow, which was just the coolest thing for me to type on an image.
Like I love this guy.
Look at that.
I love Meryl.
It's fun, right?
It literally will be the one loot that will split in half, open up. Like, I don't know about you, if you had Silverhawks back in the day, Hatter, but it just reminds me of that.
Partly real, of course.
Yeah, I remember that guitar that would sort of turn into a bird. This is a loot that actually turns into a bow. So,
dude, I love that.
Same here, and here we go. We've got the Grimes with a suspicious thing in his mouth, and we've got this bird who's got a flask. So, animal warrioring it ain't easy. So sometimes you got to kick back and play some music.
Sometimes you need a bard to just, wait, we got some art.
So this is the drawing to try to get it to work. I mean, it's super hard to see, but let's see.
Thank you.
I almost threw this away yesterday. I was cleaning up.
Oh, look at that. That's awesome.
Yeah. So I just thought I almost threw it away like 2 days ago. So
don't throw that away, man.
That's gonna get auctioned for thousands of dollars.
Yes.
By the way, so.
Take a picture of that. Put that in the chat, please, in our thread.
Like, is that the coffee stand? And they're like, God, I hope it is. I hope it's just coffee.
And we're gushing about like the concept, the colors, all of that. But let me just say, look at the clothes on this guy. And you've seen the sculpt. So like, I'm not
knocked it out of the park.
I'm not at all worried about how this is going to translate. Either Arlen or Dan, whoever ends up working on this, it's going to translate so well.
No,
Colors
I love. This is another one for me that's like in my. I think this is probably a completest thing for me, but like this is definitely like one that I'm like I will hold dear. I mean, he's a fucking cardinal bard. Come on.
Yeah. I'm excited to do a bunch of songbirds.
Yeah.
Make a band. And then we've got on the other side of the fence the birds that are a little bit more like sketchy, that you don't want to like hang out with too much. We got Scathing the Necromancer doing some weird magic with dead birds and dead animals. It's a sculpted sort of piece for the hood that'll come off. There's a couple of ideas that are out there, including some folks. I want to say, was it Austin that was like suggesting potentially a skull mask, and we're just hearing ideas.
That's the alternate. I was like, I like that. That's a cool idea.
I think it's funny because they keep banging on about it. It's Austin and Solo Sinner that keep banging on about it. What they don't realize is that's kind of like we're working on it. Like it's they keep asking, they're like, no sleep till the skull mask, and we're like, well, I mean, do what you want. It's like
let us cook.
Yeah, but that's the thing, it's like the accessibility with the fans and people who are into this. Like, I really, really, really am loving what's happening with this line, but I'm not so much loving that we have a little bit of a ways. And I know I'm hopeful. I know the patterns of these things, and I trust that. But we got to hit that, folks. We need your help to get that number. Get to this, and then even further, as you'll see in a little bit, but do want to quickly highlight because of time, but just there's a bone whip. That's all.
I love a good bone whip.
Exactly.
Bone whip.
Then let's go back to so this comes after, but we're revisiting one of the bucks. Who wants to cover this one?
I'm gonna let you take that because this is your boy.
Oh, that's fair enough. Okay, so I tried to claim it. I don't know. I'm going back and forth on it. But Brutox featured in issue number 1 when you sort of see the Chunari going out to all the different houses. This is an ox. So initially he's Brutox because he's an ox.
I love
Again,
that.
at that $45 price point because he's the same as Hannibal and Kah Lee Prime.
He's like on the Hannibal
Brawler buck.
Brawler buck.
On that same Brawler buck. But I was like, man, this is like my peeps in the Philippines. We got these water buffaloes. These are our Calabao. And I was like, man, maybe he's that. So we're going back and forth because, he's also meant to be. Would you say he was an African bison? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah,
initially?
but I'm fine with that. I'm fine with the other one too.
Which,
he just looks awesome.
Respect, but he's dope. Either way, he's big, brawling.
Yeah.
With gigantic horns that are going to be about the size of his shoulders, and I'm looking forward to this guy. You can see he's got this going on with his hair. It's not the same as Hannibal's, so he's going to have that similar sort of neck sleeve thing going on.
Sort of, yeah.
Right.
Look at this. What's going on over here, man? The sort of
I love that. That's Utama. What's that?
That's Alitama.
Yeah, man, he did an awesome job.
Because I know like the detail you guys put out, I can just envision like his shoulder pad, his sort of belt buckle, like it's going to be just full of just the sculpt is just going to be kind of like all thick and striations. It's going to be, I think you guys have gathered enough trust at this point that like when you show like a render, I mean, I guess it's in a render, you know what I mean? Like, or a sketch.
Right, sure.
Yeah.
Like you're going to get something that has a lot of fucking detail in there.
Yeah, because you've seen what's happened in the past, and so you see what like Jason and Utama, they come up with these character concepts, they render it, and they're like, if anything, things get definitely plus and improved in the sculpt, but they're not like they're not going to settle for like, oh yeah, that kind of approximates the thing we had in our eyes. No, they're going for it. So.
Yeah, we're really proud of our creative team. I mean, I'll stop talking. Get to the elephant.
I guess the elephant.
Tell us about the elephant, man. Tell us about the elephant, Jason.
Yeah, so I mean, obviously, this is going to be our biggest figure to date until we do like a blue whale or something like that. But,
oh my god!
No, that was a joke.
that's the HasLab.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, the AWOK HasLab. I love that.
Exactly. But yeah, he'll have a moving tusk, and his trunk will have some form of articulation. His ears will most likely be that kind of ball joint to plug in. And then I think he'll probably have very similar articulation to Thane. Will probably be the closest thing I would compare it to.
Yeah, but even in the scaling you had, he was bigger than him. Like,
he's definitely bigger. I think he's.
So the Mamba, it's. I mean, he's an elephant by name, elephant by nature, and elephant in form. The reference point for anybody that has Mythic Legions is like an ogre scale figure. Think a Rakagor, 10 inches tall, just because he's a big, thick, wide elephant, 10 inches tall, probably about 6 inches wide. at the shoulders. So this is going to be. Somebody was joking that you know that if you put this on a shelf that your kids can reach, be careful because this could injure your child if it falls on them.
Yeah, but on the same token, probably if a weapon against intruders.
Sure? Yeah, absolutely. Yes,
yeah.
Put this under your pillow, and then if you need it, it's there.
Yeah,
man. Are we gonna need Mamba control? But yes, for sure.
Dude, this Mamba.
You're gonna have to register your Mamba with the authorities.
Yeah. One of these like things that people have been talking about. It like it's gonna be a legendary. I'm saying going to be because this figure will come out. I am positive.
I believe it.
Yes, I believe it. Oh my God, I'm dying for this thing. This is one that you could like. I mean, like, there's so many great figures, but like an elephant warrior, you know what I mean? And
it'll
like
definitely be a showpiece.
Come on, folks, we want you.
Yeah.
Oh my
Look
goodness.
at this. Look how much fun this fucking line is, man. This is why, you know, it's like the Kickstarters that I feel like make it. And again, I'm not gonna, you know, this. I'm not referring to anything that we did, but like the ones that I think people have an eye on are the ones that just they're fun to collect and they're fun to be part of the world. Like this is just, like even besides you, even just the ones that you guys have been showing, like it's just whether you know the lore or not, and if people are new to it, obviously they don't know the lore yet, but it's just fun. They're just fun figures. They feel fun in hand. I think hand candy is such a good way to say it, and they look great.
It's our trademark.
Yeah, no, it's great. It's a great fucking line. And it's just like you guys are clearly like the loot that opens it. Like it's shit like that makes me go like, yeah, they're not just like going like, all right, take an animal, give them, you know, human bodies. You know what I mean? Like there's a lot that goes into this, and it's like you guys have made a really fun line, and this campaign is it's not a doubt. Like it's not a question. You know, sometimes you see something and you scratch your head like, why is this successful? Why is this connecting? I know why this is connecting. This is resonating on like just a primal level, because the same reason we love shit like Thundercats and Motu.
Right, exactly.
Is why we love it. It's just like fun and vivid, you know?
Right. Oh man, thank you so much. I mean, you know, at the end of the day, we feel like, you know, if you could kind of come home and relax and forget about your troubles for 15 minutes and enjoy your AWOK figures, we'll have done our job.
That's right.
But we also just I love storytelling, and I'm also a very visual person. So it's been so like humbling and awesome, and a relief, honestly, that everyone's enjoyed the comic as much as they have. Yeah. And that people are as excited about the figures as they are. The last convention we did, we were just kind of like, whoa, because like normally there was like, you know, a typical convention. It's like you're busy, and then you can stop and get something to eat or like take a breath or whatever. Like this one, it was just so busy the whole time. And then I felt like we were at the end of Trading Places when they're like still selling after the stock market for
right.
Like that. We were like selling. We were like still selling stuff. I think like 20 minutes after the floor closed. We were like, oh my God. So it was really cool.
No, this one is very buzzy. And I know why now. You know what I mean? It's like when you. I think, you know, toy collectors were kind of like jaded people anyway, so we have to feel like we're having fun. Right. And I think that this is one that like you can just tell the passion behind it. You know, like there's a lot of like love put into this, you know?
Oh yeah, we love it. This is I live, breathe, and eat it.
I would, you know, the one thing that I think is sort of, it's not unique. I mean, that like Jason hasn't cornered the market on this. There's other really, really cool, fun toy brands out there. Mm-hmm. But this is one of the few toy lines. I'll say that because that I think allows for. This is one of the few toy lines that I think like doesn't. There's no pretension here. There's no like they're cool toys. It's cool lore. It just wants it like Jason just wants everybody to have fun. Yep. Like there's nothing subtle about it. You know what I mean? Like it's an elephant that's gonna bang you over the head with a big hammer. Like it's not. This is what we loved as kids.
Right.
And
Yeah. No,
but it's a new one. And this is like, I'm getting my kids, my 8, 4, and 2-year-old are love these figures. Like, I've been opening the Wave 3 figures recently. It took me forever to open them because I've been too busy. But my 2-year-old came in this morning, and I have got a bunch of stuff on my desk, and he was like, monkey, and he wanted all the monkeys, and I was like, no, we got to get you dressed, we got to get you ready, we got to go. But
that's how it starts.
This is kind of the thing where, like, when people talk about like, oh, like toy collecting is gonna die or whatever, it's like, well, if there's not something that kids can get into, then it probably will. Right. But this is a fresh start, right? This is like a compelling, action figure and for us old dudes. But it's also something that kids can get into, and it's something that we can share with them. And they're indestructible, so that helps too.
Yeah,
that is a bonus.
Let's keep it fun real quick before we get to Anthony. I think Anthony's got a great question.
Yeah,
but
let's. I just want to like that because I want everybody to understand how to do this. So
100%.
But I'll let you just lead to the end here.
Yeah, let's just go because we've got Mamba. We've been saying no sleep till Mamba because for the longest time Mamba was at the top. I think at 410. Is that what we said? And but just over the weekend, actually a little after the weekend, people were like, you've seen these guys behind Mamba. Like, he can't be the only Pachydyne on the shelf. So,
oh no.
Here we go.
Yeah. So
that's the reaction we want.
Those aren't just figures that just for decoration. This is at 440,000 is far.
I just have to like figure out like a good alternate head for it, you know what I mean?
Yeah, it has to feel like, and so I love that Jason's even like, I got to come up with an alternate head. It's not like, oh no, this is good enough. Like, no, there's got to be an alternate head. Like, and so and I want to highlight.
I've got a suggestion. I'll send it to you.
We did gloss over it, but this is an $89 figure for the Kickstarter. This is the Ultra figure, right?
Yeah.
But you can expect that to go higher. Question mark for MSRP for retail.
We've got
a lot of.
Let me say real quick, we've got a lot of questions about, hey, we want to just back from Mamba now, and because we want it to get unlocked and be sure we get into the backer kit. So we've just been telling people you can back for one figure and just do $89. You know what I mean? And that way, if it unlocks at the very last second, you don't have to worry about it. You're going to be funneled in with the rest of the backers, just as if you had been there the whole time,
Yeah, if you're not familiar with that, there is a section there. You're like, oh, I can't see Mamba right now. That's because he's not unlocked yet, as well as, unfortunately, Merrill and Raving and Scathing, the stuff that we want to see unlocked, and then now Zwar. So what you can do is reference Hatter's stream, go through these, or even some of these are now, I believe, on the Kickstarter. You can look at that price, and you can enter a dollar amount. And you can just say, well, you know what? I want to get to Mamba. So here's my $89 for my Mamba because I'm going to get him unlocked. And that $89 actually gets us closer to this number that we need. So please don't be like, well, I'm not going to back because he's not unlocked. The way this Kickstarter thing works is put in your money. Hopefully more people will do the same and we'll get to this number. Then it's unlocked and then you're golden. The other piece is, as you sort of heard about, like the backer kit and all that kind of stuff. I know if that's, we'll try and clarify that a little bit more later to help you understand that. But just so you know that the number will still keep going up as people adjust what they actually back.
And just to piggyback on that break, if people don't know backer kit, because some people have just been saying, what is backer kit? Backer kit is basically, and correct me if I'm wrong, guys, it's an online store. It's basically, once the Kickstarter ends, it is a store where you can add more pre-orders to your pledge. So if you pledged it during the Kickstarter, you have like a reservation, for lack of a better word, to now add more stuff onto your pledge later on. So that's what backer kit is. It's kind of like your, like down the line, if you go, oh, you know what, I want to add, the rabbit, or I want to add,
I want another rabbit. I want another lizard for the body.
Exactly.
You can totally do that.
So,
you can add those.
That's what I just saw a few questions saying, like, just what is backer kit? It's just like after the Kickstarter is over, but you do need to fund in the Kickstarter to become a pledger, if that's a word, in order to contribute into the backer kit.
Yep.
Correct.
So there's how you do it. And then since we're on Zwar, these are $65. Again, this is not the same buck as Mamba. So this is going to cost money.
Right.
And if you're doing the math, like to go from the elephant at 410 to 440, like that's not necessarily completely covering tooling and everything.
Exactly. Yeah, it's
but
like
this is
a good chunk of tooling.
Yep.
Yeah, this is a shit load of tooling. This is dude. I've just been like in my head, just doing like tooling math just from what I know now.
Yeah, and you're like, how
and
does this work?
holy shit, there's so much.
Right now, you've seen the man behind the curtain.
Yeah, I have. So I'm just
You're
going
like, oh man, I can't ever unsee what the tooling on this is going to be when I'm looking in stores.
But I need these guys to happen. So
we need that too.
Yeah,
everyone really does need it. They just don't know it yet. There's people that know it, and people that haven't discovered they know it. They need it. Sorry.
So
that sounded like so good in my head. Dang it!
You got the rhino.
You're over 240, over 246 at the time of this. I gotta add some stuff to my thing too, so that's gonna also fucking help.
$200,000 worth. Nice.
Replay crew. You know, this is come on, man. These are some beautiful and
this is history again, in the making.
I do have to mention they mix really well with other lines. You know, this is just based off the ones that I have in hand.
Yep.
I can tell you that they mix and match real well with Motu, Thundercats, probably Turtles. I mean, there's a lot of crossover.
I have the Super 7 Turtles with mixed in with AWOK and Mythic Legions and Thundercats.
Yeah.
Right. Let's finish off these Pachydyne. Jason spelled out that this house or this sort of this clan, I guess, I don't know, this force of Pachydynes, they get the tattoos. They like the tattoos. So you'll see the tattoo here on this rhino, and then the last of them.
Oh my god, a hippo
at the very tippy top is going to be Vitus at 470,000. Yep, articulated mouth. Right, so so you can do the hungry hippo thing. Jason's been toying around the idea of maybe a golden tooth.
I really like it.
So yeah, these guys are great, and he's got tattoos, but he hides them under his armor. So we'll see where those end up. But that's it. Like this, I mean, I say that's it, but look how long it takes just to get through what's offered.
Little figures. So little to choose.
Why couldn't you guys do something cool?
Yeah,
I know, man. We figured we'd just play it safe and just
no. I mean, maybe come correct next time, guys.
We'll see.
Dude, just what a way to end it with these fucking.
Thanos' comment was hilarious.
What happened?
Thanos' comments cracking me up.
Oh, the tramp set.
Oh man.
I will say, Brick. So just logistically, were there any more or any more reveals?
That's it for figures. Okay. No, I think we've revealed everything. That can be. The raving was new to this stream, and so here we are.
I have to say, wow, this is an impressive showing. I've been having a blast. We're already, holy shit, we're already past 2 hours. I've just been like, just sitting back. It's just like watching a movie. So moving forward, what parting words or like what's by the way, the Kickstarter, I think now it's over 246.
Damn. Nice.
Sweet.
We're gonna move up. We're gonna keep
power
moving up.
of the Hatter right there.
Yeah.
I mean, look at all that stuff you're getting. Like that's a lot of stuff. Plus the weapons, and then raving right after that. But all of this stuff's currently unlocked.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So sorry, on Jason's point, can we in the Kickstarter? I do want to just spotlight that there are tiers of like you can get like individual figures. You can add individual figures. You can manage individual figures. There's also a few all-ins.
Yep.
that you get like a price break. There's like some bundles on there too. So including one that's called like the Epic All-In, which I think like, doesn't that also give you unlock tiers or something like that? Like, I just want to make sure that, because I know sometimes people like to go right to the, like, how do I get the whole thing, you know?
For sure, for sure, for sure. Well, first off, here, we'll do visuals. I'm a visual person. So I'm a visual person who doesn't know how to make these visuals work. Sweet.
Do you need me to share the page?
No. It's just, it's not doing what I want it to. But anyway, so if you take a look at these, for the most part here, I'll just sort of highlight maybe. I want to control this box, but you know what? Maybe I won't. Let's just forget that. This is a part of the Kickstarter from the beginning. These three are all part there. This was a part of the original. I'm just talking the non-unlock figures, right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
This was part of the original. This was a part of these two are part of the original. And this, and oops, and this last one. So I know that's confusing. I wanted to block things out, but we just don't have that right now.
That's okay.
So, but to give you a sense, that's what the all-in package, the very first all-in package gets you everything that was originally offered. If you go to the Kickstarter and you see any of those figures, like say this one that says unlocks, or some of the early ones like Hannibal, or sorry, Grimes, or this guy that says unlocked.
Yep.
Those aren't part of that original set of figures. So those aren't part of what's called the all-in package, right? So if you do those are, yeah. So the all-in package just gets you what was
no, you said it right.
There.
You said it right.
Yeah, I did. I realized. And so just so you know, here, we put this together. Maybe it'll make it a little bit easier. If you're like, hey, what kind of deal am I really getting here on this? And you're like, I just want the originally offered items. If that's the case, if that is you, then you're looking at Kickstarter prices. If you were just, for whatever reason, you're like, you know what? I don't like bundles. Don't sell me on no bundle. I'm just going to go through and buy them as single items because that's how I roll. If you're just going for the Kickstarter prices, you add that all up, it's $384. Now, if you went in on the all-in package, you're actually going to save a little bit more money at $325.
Okay.
If you're like waiting and you're like, well, you know, I want to wait for retail, and so I'm going to buy individually at retail, that's going to cost me roughly $459.88. So that's all the figures originally offered and all the weapons packs. Right. So just, I mean, if for some reason you want to do that silly thing earlier and just say, I want to do them as singles and I don't want to do them as bundles, over retail, you're still saving $75, which I want to point out is basically two figures, right?
Yeah.
That's not necessarily what you're getting from other lines when you do all-ins. And then if you do the actual bundle, you're saving $134 over retail. Think about it in those terms, and you're thinking, man, how many extra figures am I going to get, right? How much more money am I getting? Whatever, you get it. So then the Epic All-In. So what's that? And right now, if you're really curious, the Epic All-In was currently at this time, it's everything you're seeing in this image, because these are all unlocked. So this, this guy was unlocked. He's included in that Epic All-In.
Got it.
She was unlocked. She's included in that Epic. We're just going to keep adding stuff as
it unlocks. It gets included into the.
It just gets thrown into that thing. So I want everyone to understand that, plus all the weapons packs and everything. So now, if you're talking about the Epic All-In, that's scenario B, right? That's like you balling. And I want to say it is $650. Not even joking, not just like placating. For real, $650 is a lot of money. And so we know folks are struggling for all sorts of reasons right now. But if for some reason you're able to do that or get your friends in on that, this is where it can be amazing. If we actually unlock, because I only worked it out this is presuming that we unlock everything, right? Mm-hmm. Everything, including that hippo. If you actually do the math on and add up all the individual prices, if you do the Epic All-In, which is $650, compared to retail, you're going to be saving $424.
That's wild.
Again, that is, and in fairness, that's only if we unlock everything. These next couple of days are definitely going to matter, right? So this is why we got to tell everybody. This is why we are here tonight. This is why we've been doing the whole Gather the Tribe, like crazy run of touring on YouTube streams. is to like let people know about this line. And so far we've just been talking about the line, and I've really appreciated everyone in the chat, and you had her just talking about like the excitement. I love that. That's my favorite part. It's like seeing people look at these things. And then we're like, hey, Epic All In, if you liked everything, I know that sounds crazy, but you're saving like $400. And then, you know, with that $400, you can in your mind go, okay, well, great. Then I can get multiples because I'm saving. I just made $400.
What's cool is if you've got several friends in town that collect, you know, you can, this is great for that, you know?
Yep. That's where Flipboard comes in. Let's be real. Jason said this. At first I was real shy about saying, but then Jason, the owner of the company, was like, nah, man, just get them and make yourself a little bit of money. Like, you know?
Yeah, man.
And so like I see Flipper Frank, like, you know, again, doing one of these right now, watching this stream, but
no, I will say that as somebody who has bought AWOK via Kickstarter with my friend, because I didn't know about it at the time, and I piggybacked off his pledge, and also AWOK at retail. I wish I would have just bought it on the Kickstarter.
Right. Yeah, totally.
Because, like, I mean, you know, look, we're toy collectors. Let's face it. We collect many different things. It's always good to have money left over to get other stuff. So
exactly.
I think that that's very smart. And man, I am eagerly awaiting. I just wanted to keep on crawling up and unlocking shit because
absolutely
that last 24 hours, 48 hours is gonna be really exciting.
That's gonna be wild. Are you where will you guys be moving? I know that on your social media, Epic All In. I know on your social media you guys kind of enlisted, you know, all the places you're stopping. You know, let's face it, this is like the top of the mountain. But like, where are the next like places that you're going to be, and how are you ending this? Like, are you guys going to do like a run right to the clock ticking down, or what are you thinking?
We haven't made
we'll probably
plans
do like
on that.
We'll probably do a monkey talk. What do you think?
Yeah, monkey talk over on Adam's channel. We do
that would be fun.
Okay, so we do like an AWOK talk thing on my channel where we run through the lore, and then we alternate on Adam's channel, do monkey talk live. That's where I mentioned to you, we fling poop sometimes. That's kind of where that happens.
If I can interrupt though, if I can interrupt, we kind of blew it because it technically ends at like 4:30 a.m. Pacific time.
I don't that wasn't my call.
7:30 a.m. Eastern time. So I keep telling people that Tuesday night is kind of the end, unless you're somebody that gets up super early. Tuesday night is kind of the end.
You know what? I might make. I love my sleep, but I might make an exception.
I didn't realize I did that.
It is what it is. But on that note, I will say the epic. That's why I bothered to like, hey, I want to help out. I want to like let's put us in touch with different streams so we can get the word out, because this thing is cool. Like, this image is cool. Great. We unlocked a couple of these, but imagine how much more epic this will be if we unlock a hippo, a bunch of birds, a rhino, right, and an elephant. So
there's a lot of. Sorry if I missed some of your questions, guys, but Gonzo's asking, can you buy one figure to get in? And then I just want to, for clarity's sake, let's just spotlight some of these.
And I can absolutely speak to some of the questions that I've seen. There's a few. I think Anthony was asking, you know, can you sort of explain the process? So Kickstarter, again, this is sort of one of those things where like Kickstarter is Hatter, you know this, like Kickstarter is not that intuitive. Like, it doesn't allow you.
Kickstarter fucking sucks when it comes to sorry, that's been my experience is having to explain to people, and it is not intuitive. That's the nice way to say it. But
the back end is like really clumsy and kind of clunky and like feels really out of date. So basically the way that it works is Kickstarter is effectively it's a crowdfunding site. So it's basically, we're presenting you with all of these action figures. We want you to get all of them, but it's not a pre-order. So basically what you're doing is saying, hey, I will give you this much money. You're basically pledging a certain amount. The second step to that, the step that, you know, most of us care about, is how do we get our figures? You know, like what are the Kickstarter rewards? So that will be handled in the backer kit, and we keep saying backer kit, but if you're new to this whole thing, if you're new to Kickstarter and so on, Kickstarter is the platform that generates the funding. Backer kit is a company that was clever enough to see that Kickstarter sort of had, some shortcomings.
Yep.
And they said, okay, we're going to be the ones that handle how do those rewards get chosen and how do those rewards get, an address attached to them so that you can ship them to people. So the Kickstarter period will end. You will get an email that says, this project has successfully been funded. Your pledge of X number of dollars has been recorded. And then after that, we're looking at so it ends on a Wednesday, and we are looking at not the following Wednesday, but probably the Wednesday after that. I can't remember the date off the top of my head, but basically we'll give you a couple weeks. And then the backer kit emails will go out. And what the backer kit effectively is where you will choose your rewards. The backer kit looks a lot more like a storefront. Like it will give you drop-down menus, and there will be thumbnails of all the figures, and you'll basically say, okay, I backed for 2 figures in a weapon set. Here's the figures that you get to choose from. Pick your 2. Here's the weapon sets that you get to pick from. Pick your weapon set. If you had add-ons, you will confirm those. The one thing that I will say is that the nice thing about backer kit is that if you change your mind, so say you back for 2 figures in a weapon set, you're not locked into 2 figures and a weapon set. Like if you pick the reptile tier for 2 figures in a weapon set, maybe you decide that you want a Gresh and you want Mala. You can absolutely pick any 2 standard figures and then a weapon set. You will also have the ability to add on in the backer kit. So if you go, oh, you know what, with those alternate heads, I think I want 2 of the bodies so that I can use 2 of the heads, kind of thing.
Yeah.
So the backer kit is sort of, it's like the Kickstarter is where you lock in the amount. The backer kit is where you lock in your actual choices. Yeah. So I hope that helps. Somebody asked about, or a couple of people have asked about the logistics, where were these shipped from and so on and so forth. They will ship from the United States. We are using a third-party fulfillment company. That company has the ability to effectively get, probably most of the orders out within like 2 or 3 days. So with the last Kickstarter, there was a smaller team, and they were doing it sort of in-house, so to speak. And it took a while to get them out because the first Kickstarter was very successful. I would suggest more successful than Jason had anticipated.
Definitely. Yeah.
Predicted and prepared for. So it took a while to get everything out. The third-party fulfillment company will knock fulfillment over its head and will absolutely get it done so quickly.
Right.
What we are going to do is we are going to release the international orders first. They will take the longest to arrive at their destination, so they will be sort of the first batch that will get released. If you're in the United States, I know what you're thinking. You're thinking, well, why can't I get mine first? You probably still will. They probably still will arrive to you first because we're shortening the time frame of fulfillment. Yeah. We're just trying to get the ones that are going to take the longest out first, and then we will do the ones that will show up the next day after they're released, basically. Another point in terms of international fulfillment, the company that we're using, Fulfill Right, will give us, the taxes, the duties, all that kind of stuff. You will have the choice to prepay all of that ahead of time. So for a lot of people, there was issues with, the brokerage fees and things getting collected after the fact by the delivery companies, where UPS kind of knocks on your door and goes, hey, by the way, you owe another, $30, $50, $200, depending on how much you back for. Ooh. This time around, you will know what those fees are up front. And the great thing about paying them through the third-party fulfillment company is that you're basically going to be paying the taxes and not the UPS brokerage fees. Like, you're basically going to pay like the dollar amount that your country is owed, not the dollar amount that UPS deems appropriate. It's not appropriate. It's absolute larceny that they're robbing from people, because they hand you the package and then they ask for the money and you're like, what do I do? You kind of can't say no, right? So you will have all that prepaid, and you'll be good to go. You know, when UPS knocks on your door this time around, they probably won't be smiling. It's UPS, let's be realistic, but but they won't ask for any more money. So that was a big thing for me as a Canadian who had to deal with that with my Kickstarter rewards from the Animal Warriors of the Kickstarter.
I do want to say too, to anybody's watching also, that you know, you have to give these guys some grace too. You know what I mean? Like, this is, at the end of the day, you guys are learning as you go. Okay.
Yeah, we're trying.
And it also, at the end of the day, end of the day, you're still independent creators. So you are, I think you're doing your due diligence to make sure that everybody gets their stuff and this and that. But I think, for the most part, I think the mentality should be like to, you know, to take comfort that you guys have delivered before, and you'll deliver again. And, you know, like, I know me as a, when I support like an independent creator, the mentality is not like function like Mattel and Hasbro function, you know, it's things happen and things have to be worked out. And sometimes there's delays, and sometimes, you know, stuff like that happens. At the end of the day, you're going to get a good product, because I've seen the products. And, you know, I've held them in your hand. So, not to interrupt what you're saying, Adam, but like, I do feel like you guys are doing a great job making sure that everybody gets their stuff. But I do want also to tell the audience that, like, you know, also the mentality you should have is this is still an independent creation, and you know, and take that for what it's worth as well. Despite all that, this isn't charity. You guys are going to get a great fucking product. This is, you know, the proof is in the pudding. So I do also want to mention that because it doesn't go unseen that, you know, you guys are tightening things up and this and that. So I love all that.
We're absolutely, like, there's definitely sort of growth. There's definitely lessons learned. Some of them harder than others. You know, there's a lot of not fun stuff. There's a lot of not interesting stuff. There's a lot of like not that sexy stuff that happens behind the scenes. Believe it or not. There's a lot of like conversations that are like boring and just have to be had. Like, okay, can we do this? How do we do this? What's the best way forward at this point? All that kind of stuff. And we really are, like, you know, it's easy for us to say it. We really do try to sort of back it up with actions. But we really do care. Like, we really do want people to get everything that they want. You know, another comment, somebody said, you know, if things get unlocked during the backer kit period, will that sort of translate to the Epic All-In backers? I will be perfectly transparent and say, I don't know how that will work. We will definitely try to make that sort of work. The intention was always for Epic All-In backers to get everything that gets unlocked. So we will, I don't know how the mechanics of it will work, but we will certainly try to do that. It gets complicated. And I was saying this on another stream, like I am not excited for the amount of work that kind of question sort of will inevitably entail.
Yeah.
But that's what I signed up for. Like that's what I'm like, that's what I'm here for. And so, you know, as much as I, you know, don't want to do it on some level, it's 100% what I'm intending to do is make sure that all that stuff happens. I want to make sure that everybody is happy.
Mm-hmm.
I want to make sure that everybody that backed this 100% feels that what they backed, they got full value for what they contributed, because at the end of the day, this is crowdfunding. This is your opportunity to sort of put your faith in us,
right,
and support a project that we're passionate about, that we really hope that you guys are passionate about as well. And so I certainly don't want anybody to sort of get the
well, I think also coming on here, going on different platforms, and I haven't sent you guys any emails for any of my orders in the past, but like I have to presume you guys are accessible too.
Maybe too accessible.
Yeah. I know Ace suffers from that too, where it's just like he's very accessible. But that also, I think, take comfort in the fact that like I don't think Spero is not the type of company where people can say, "Hey, they didn't get back to me," or they didn't, So I think logistically, you guys are going to be fine. I do want to spotlight just a few other things here, and then we can wrap up. Oh my God, we've been going for 2 hours and 40 minutes on a Friday night, guys.
It's a good thing we're losers and we don't have anything better to do on a Friday night.
I mean, hey man, we got the whole weekend to do stuff.
I mean, we are losers. That's true. But I also love Spero
Glorious
Toys.
losers.
I wouldn't be talking. I can't keep this energy up if I don't love the product. I do want to spotlight Solo Sinner, CA25. Thank you for the generous Solo Sinner. Just a final token of appreciation for the time, energy, love you're putting into this Spero team. Genius move getting Hatter on for the final push. Expecting Kickstarter lightning to strike for this crew. Great stream, guys. I mean, let's face it, guys, it was a genius move. You know what I mean? I mean, this is worth this whole thing has to be worth 100K worth of streaming just in itself. So so thank you, Soul Sinner. Once again, Ace, right here. We love eBay. eBay sucks, but we love Kickstarter. But yeah, Kickstarter. Let's face it, Kickstarter. It's not.
It's a means to an end. It's a means to an end.
Yeah, it's just a means to an end. Exactly.
Yeah.
And by the way, guys like this are using it for what it's meant to be used for, which is, hey, we need funds. We're not a $1 billion company. You want this to get made, you got to fucking fund it. Allison, my friend Allison Troy right here. Greetings, my glorious summer children. We got royalty, guys. Toy royalty has come out in Allison Troy. And let's just wrap up and then we'll do some party.
But Ramen says $10 says the stream can go on another 2 hours, but he put $2 in. He put $2 for the super chat, and he says $10 says the stream goes on.
You got to add them up from the other ones.
That's true. That's true.
Gonzo Toy Talk is a great Friday night. Derek is still here. Derek, you're still with it. Mythic Dolphin, please show the promo video my daughter made. Derek says to Jason, please show it 1 minute.
Promo video?
I don't know about this. Does anyone know? Do I have the ability to show something? Mythic Dolphin, I don't know. I'd be happy to show anything if I knew what it was, but I don't.
We could play it at the very end.
Yeah, I mean, Derek or Brick, if you got it, Brick is the one.
I do, but there's no audio. I've never been able to make, I've never been able to make audio.
Okay, I mean, maybe you guys can show it on a future stream. Yeah, but you guys have a few more of these, but I know it's got to go through Brick. Brick has all the stuff. So, all right, guys. Well, it has been fun. I have, let's face it, I got a life to get to. You know what I mean? I can't just talk about toys.
Hey, thank you though. Thank you for having us.
Oh man, thank you so much.
Yes, absolutely. I do it. You don't
you're a legend.
Often. Ask the Hatterites, Hatter Nation. We don't do these things often. In fact, I think I think you and Mondo were the only ones where I was like, maybe I would do this. Well, Ace too. I did a big spotlight for Ace and the Musk, and I love all his shit. But it is a testament to your talent and the fact that I am a fan as well. So,
that's dope, man. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Absolutely. You're welcome, guys. Say that again?
The thank you so much. It's
Yeah.
mutual. The cat's like,
absolutely.
has to
You know
be
what? At
next
this
to
point, guys, I feel like we're just giving each other money because I'm buying your product and then you're buying keyboards. Like,
Yeah, it's a net. It's like a net zero.
Yeah,
It's like a
sharing
net
the
zero
toys,
thing.
actually.
It's not a net zero because think about all the awesome toys that we now have.
That's true.
So, yes.
And
That
the
is true.
memories.
You're 100% right. You're
Yes.
100% right. And on that note, boys, the SPERO boys, I think they made a great appearance, a great first appearance on the Hatter Talk. Replay crew, let's I got to get that elephant and I got to get that fucking cardinal. So can you throw some money into the pot, please? Because it's going to be, I'd like to have a happy summer. So
Nice.
let's support. I'm going to put the Kickstarter. Can I just do it right here? Brick, do you still have control? But I want to.
You do. You have control.
I got control. What the fuck?
I didn't
I run
take
this place.
control.
Of course.
You gave me control.
Of course. I gave you control. I can take it away. Kickstarter, I'll put in the description when we publish this as well. Back the Kickstarter.
Woo.
Back these guys. They're passionate. They're talented. What else do you want? They got a great line. They don't need me. They don't. Let's face it. Let's pull back the curtain. They really didn't need the Hatter bump. Okay. They were doing it fine on their own. Okay. But that's it. So
no, you know what, Hatter? This is just an excuse for us to get on cool channels like yours and just hang out with cool people.
Yeah,
so.
you know what? This I mean, let's face it. This is kind of like the cool. We're like the
This is a hard invite to get. People, I don't think people quite realize that it's like we've been banging on your door for weeks, and it was like you were like, all right, you guys have made a decent amount of money. I guess we can feature you.
Well, I was waiting for you guys to cross 200.
Yeah.
And once you did, I was like, you know what?
Fair enough.
I let my agent take the call. So
yeah, you don't mess with the small fish.
No,
he's kind of a dick, by the way, but whatever. You chose him.
Yeah, exactly. But, as long as we did better than Geek Dad Life, let's face it, Jay. He just kind of goes through the motions.
The numbers went higher today on your stream than it did on Jay's.
I mean, you know what, JG, Geek Dad Life, take that to the bank, baby boy. So,
hey, when are we doing nostalgia? When are we doing his show?
Nostalgia have you hit up Nostalgia Unbox?
Yeah, let me tell you this, Hatter, we're not doing Nostalgia Unbox.
Wait, what happened? What? What?
Mm-hmm.
You know what? I'm gonna talk. Well,
no.
I gotta talk to that kid because you know what I mean. He's
not enough nostalgia, I guess. I don't know.
No, I think he's intimidated. Him with like three like guys like I think he's a little he's a little baby boy. That's what we call him. So
I love that.
It's okay. But yes, SPERO Toys is the company. Animal Warriors of the Kingdom is the line, and they are probably doing some of the most exciting shit. Not just in the independent space, just in the fucking space in general. I think so. Support these guys. Get some great stuff. I got a lot of their shit already, and support independent creators. Always do that because the stuff that gets created today is your nostalgia of tomorrow. So that's it. Ooh, I kind of felt inspirational right there.
Man.
Yeah, that's good.
That's like a writer brain right there.
Yeah.
That's it, guys. Baby boys. Thank you, chat. Thank you for fucking 2 hours and 46 minutes. Holy shit. Wow. Thanks for sitting with us, and I had a lot of fun just watching all this.
We had a great time. Thank you so much.
Yeah, absolutely. A lot of chats. I'm sorry if I missed some of the chats. There's just a lot of them. Guys, any parting words?
Thank y'all so much. Yeah, don't wait to back. Go ahead and get all your goodies in now so we can unlock this stuff as soon as possible.
Adam?
Yeah, I want to just sort of echo that. Like, we keep kind of banging on about the Epic All-In and like go back to Epic All-In. We would love for everybody to do that, but we really and truly do appreciate any and everybody that backs the Kickstarter. From $1 with no reward to the Epic All-In. Whatever you want to back, you do you, collect how you like. We just hope that what we're offering is something that you want. And that sort of brings you as much joy as it does for us.
And I will just say that tomorrow night, there'll be a couple different streams, but I just want everyone here to know that AWOK will be talking with Dan Larson tomorrow night on a stream.
Ooh, now that's fucking royalty. There you go.
So let's make it happen, folks. We need that spike. Let's do it.
We'll see if it's any better than this. I don't know. This is going to be a tough one to top.
Hey, there you go. If the number doesn't go up
good.
on that, man, I want you to you got to trademark the Hatter Bump because
the Hatter Bump. Well, I mean, trademarks take a long time to come back.
Well,
so
just fake it.
I'll just put the TM on there.
Yeah. Just start sending cease and desists out.
Nobody knows. All right.
Just threats of cease and desist.
Yeah, exactly.
It works.
Animal Warriors of the Kingdom, SPERO Boys from the SPERO Toys, and follow them. Do all the stuff. Support the Kickstarter. I'll put a link in the description. Let's get all the unlocks so I can get all my goodies. And that's it, everybody. Have a great fucking weekend. Okay, this has been fun. I'm gonna click the end the stream button. It's gonna get awkward for the next 5 seconds. Here we go, and